DoorDash, 3 seconds.
Waiting. Once this goes live.
Oh.
We're live.
Hello.
Greetings. Does the city have trains?
No. Well, maybe. Welcome to this episode of Acasia, Wayfinders. It's been a while. Here we're going to find out if the city of Orem has trains. But welcome to episode 19. Thunderpeak.
Ah, yes.
Making me think about that mod somebody did for Skyrim where all the dragons were replaced by Thomas the Tank Engine.
And every time I think of Thomas the Tank Engine, I think of that.
Oh, I think Thomas the Dank Engine when they mix it with Biggie.
Is that X going to give it to you?
No, that's anyway, sorry.
No worries.
Walk in.
But, so, last time, we had a bit of a party split as people went to different sections of Orem to investigate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We started
Super
with
normally.
our wonderful automaton and the investigator, Krieg and Karumba. They made their way up to the air docks outside of Orem to ask after their friend Jerry, or also known as the Professor, where they learned that he is currently helping deliver shipments to the nobility discs of Orem. Then we had the spa party with Aussie and Damien. They wished to go to one of the bathhouses and figure out more about the soap, and bought a few blocks of soap, seeking to test if they were more acidic or not. And then, our eventful one, we had the 8th disc party with Dahlia and Catherine. They went to investigate the soap manufacturers. Descending into the deep, they found a small factory at the edge, where they spoke with Lillard, a deep gnome receptionist, and after discovering the discrepancy in the records, he went to speak with his manager. Displeased by this noticing of the discrepancies, his manager, a drow, missing 2 fingers off his left hand, threw the deep gnome out the window and vanished. After a quick investigation, Catherine found some papers naming a certain Thunderpeak family before a fireball trap left behind killed Hamburgini and sent her flying out the window.
Ow.
He is dead.
Terrible.
Hopefully never to return.
But
I
retreating,
sure hope there's nobody else. This is weird.
retreating back to the Gilded Griffin, the inn/tavern the party has found, they consolidated with their findings, speaking with Karumba once again, before getting ready to settle down for a hopefully uneventful long rest. But when we come back to it, night beginning to fall over the celebrating city, and the party within the Gilded Griffin. When we had last left off, they were all consolidated within Karumba's room. So, reckless hecklers, what is first on the agenda?
I believe we were going to have some alchemy testing of the soap that had been procured just to see if there's anything particularly weird about it. And wasn't there another like alchemical thing that we'd gotten that...
I have no idea.
Okay, fair enough.
I remember because we pulled out the expanded alchemist lab.
Yeah, so I think you were going to test the soap that we had brought just to like see if there's anything off about the consistency or composition.
And I think we were also going to go through the documents, like all the tax documents that Catherine recovered, to try and see if we can glean anything else.
Right. And we brought Karumba's like fully in on this, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
He's like probably coming out to whatever main area the party's out right now, and he's like got a bunch of notes or something. He's like, I can make heads and tails of this whole situation.
Does it have like a pop-up book, but it's all red strings just connected to different places?
No, that's my constituent. That's not my style.
I mean, we would probably be in like one of the rooms we've rented just so we're not like uncovering a vast criminal conspiracy in the fucking lobby.
Exactly.
Why not?
Well, I mean, I figure like if we all had like one room with that key from earlier, they probably it's like party sized, right? So
Okay. Yeah, I'm just putting that out there. Just
Yeah.
as location.
yeah.
We are intentionally not talking about the open conspiracy in a public place where any, assassin-like figures can hear us.
Hey,
Just in the lobby of a Hyatt. So this is how the FBI killed Martin Luther King.
hey, so Catherine, I meant to tell you, I'm terribly sorry to hear about your cat.
I'm not.
Now there, man.
You are the only one.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
There was a cat.
What happened?
He exploded. He got caught in the fire, burned to a crisp.
He's looking around like nobody seems to be just as like.
I get the feeling this is not permanent.
I don't care if it is or not. I'm just enjoying the peace. Aussie goes over to the big window and kind of sets up to watch the crowds just in case.
Yeah.
Yes, he'll be back. If we're lucky, it'll be a good long while.
Well, I suppose that's some
Do you
sort
not
of
like him either?
positive outlook.
Ooh, that's a long silence.
I like your cat. Made things interesting.
Relatively, yes.
Relative to.
Mm-hmm.
We'll find that out tomorrow. I don't have the proper words for any of them.
And he kind of like looks around. Do you have an alchemy lab or something, right?
Yeah, we pulled out the bag holding. It's the one that's currently in chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reddit and everything.
I feel like that's what Catherine's like working on as they're talking.
Yeah. It's like, I see you're already running some tests.
Do I need to roll a crafting check to see what I can figure out?
About the soap that you bought?
Yeah.
What's your lures?
Fortune telling, but I do have the alchemical crafting feat.
Gotcha. Then yeah, give me a crafting check.
Can I help?
Fine.
I can help.
Yes. I'll allow 2 helps. Casey, do helpings stack?
Technically no, but I usually just make the call that if it's valid for the situation.
Gotcha.
It's usually what I do.
I'll take the higher of you two.
I'm trying to get the bonuses right on this because it's not adding my health bonus.
You're doing it all wrong. You're doing it all
So
wrong.
you remind me when you have
Plus
helps
4.
plus 4.
So
Okay.
I only got an 18
This is just a help roll, so it's
from the first roll. So
not
I'll
one.
take 7
Alright.
plus 7 is 14 plus 4 is 18.
I think I have cooperative nature with me.
And that's what that's what I was helping.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
Right. Yeah. Oh, this is literally specifically 2 checks to aid. I have cooperative nature.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
But so, Catherine,
Mm-hmm.
with your check, more or less, it's kind of the first time you're getting this alchemist lab set up and ready to go since you got it for the first time. And taking the bars of soap, checking on like the circumstances of the acidity, how it works, kind of comparing it to other notes. As far as you can tell, it seems to react normally like soap would.
Fair. Also, I should point out, I don't know if it was added, but the lab we're using gives a +1 to just crafting type. Create alchemical items. Never mind. Okay, so there doesn't, as far as I can tell, there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with this.
Sweet. And he grabs back the lilac one. I think, so we got 3. We got 2 lilac and 1 just like regular, I think. Or no, I think he got 1 for Dahlia, which whatever sense.
Yeah,
she
with some
likes.
kind of floral or whatever. Floral herby.
Alright, and what about the books? Anything? Should we take a crack at those?
They were mostly in Dwarvish, you said?
Correct.
Never mind.
And sorry, what was the jurisdiction? What was the thing about the soap? Was it or wasn't it?
It seemed to react normally like soap would when dissolved and dissolutioned.
I speak Dwarvish.
Good to know.
Well then, shall we hand the books over there to Krieg and we can transcribe or just hear what he has to tell us?
Let's see if we can transcribe them into common, and then anyone could give it a look-see, just assuming nothing is vital is lost in translation.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You
So-
need to roll anything, or
I'll have you roll. Give me a general perception check as you read over them.
Because actual decoding would be something like a society, I think.
blind?
Yes.
How can you have perception if you're blind?
I am Creed.
All right. So, Krieg, going through this, reading it aloud, and more or less translating it. You're a machine. It's essentially, you essentially have Google Translate installed in your mind.
Damn, roll that high.
There's a couple moments where perhaps something doesn't translate quite right. You got a couple odd grammar mistakes, but for the most part, you're able to get the gist of it.
Can we have it so that, like, he's writing them?
Mm-hmm. He's kind of doing like the Sonny from iRobot.
Okay. Yes.
Alright.
He was fishing for it.
Kind of.
I'm going to be pursuing a lead for my class here on the lie.
Okay.
He's capping he's writing on the top of, the outside of his journal, it just says sweet little lies. That's the name of the case.
So then, can folks give these a look over to see if there's anything weird, basically?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you said it would be society?
Yes.
Do you want to, like, limit so it's not just everyone rolling at once, or how do you want to do this?
I'll allow 3 people to roll society.
Who have the highest society?
Plus 6.
Plus 12.
4.
Plus 12.
Damn!
Plus numbers because of
These
precision.
people is smart.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought my plus 6 was impressive.
Nope.
Y'all need me to backflip? I got a plus 11.
Got plus 4.
And technically 13 since I'm pursuing this lead. So blind, right?
Yep.
Set the blind here.
Who did you kill to have checks that high?
For the backflip, is
Ah,
the
you know.
acrobatics.
A little here, a little there.
Special
Has a plus 10.
high intelligence and high dex.
And
Ah,
expert.
you're flattering
And then-
me. You're flattering me.
Then
sir.
being an
Flattering.
expert in the skill.
So I had one from Catherine and one from Karumba. Who else was going
That was
to?
me.
Gotcha.
Trying to figure out how to do this blind.
Click. So here, click
Yeah.
on that.
Did I offend
For the dice.
Like Pigeon Pottery has some designs on shirts.
Ah, I see.
It just rolls.
Right click.
Doesn't do anything.
What are we looking at? Sorry?
For some reason, when he tries to roll a blind, when he clicks the die, instead of bringing up the option to make it blind, it just rolls. That said, can we keep that roll?
I'm going to allow to keep that roll just because.
Technical difficulties.
Is there something in settings I need to?
I can take a look.
Anyway, we keep this roll.
Yeah, keep it rolling, but yeah, just...
Ha.
I meant to see that.
So, Karumba and Listo.
It just rolls the die.
Oh, interesting.
I rolled it again.
Yeah,
All right, that just cements it.
they really.
Catherine, so the documents that Krieg translated are more or less separated into 3 different sections. The one you're going through, you're reading through, and it seems to primarily be like useless.
Okay.
A lot of this seems to be general tax information. Just you come across one small tidbit about paying off a guard who'd come to investigate.
Okay, so like minor crime stuff, like
Yeah, like what you come across when you look at the date seems to have been from a couple years ago.
okay, so just extra illegal activity they were trying to hide.
Mm-hmm.
Or just, like, general noting of expenditures.
Mm-hmm.
So that way if someone came along and was like, where's these 3 gold? They could say it.
Mm-hmm. Karumba and Listo, however, the 2 of you looking over this kind of compare notes as you both kind of have this audible, like, oh. The Thunderpeak name that Catherine had noticed prior pops up again in yours. and more specifically, as you guys kind of corroborate, it seems that a few months ago, the manager or drow of this manufactory was approached by an aide of one Riven Thunderpeak. And in these, the drow is referred to as just TF. It speaks of, it has a bit of a transcript.
The fuck is with all these bitches going by their initials and crap?
Also, TF for Thunderpeak.
No, so TF was approached by an aide of Thunderpeak.
So it's for Thunderfuck.
I was just going to call him the fucker.
No fucking A.
This fuckery.
Tom fuckery.
Tomfuckery!
That is his name.
It is law.
It is written.
Son of a bitch. But I'm so happy.
Could be worse.
I like to like our conversation. Like there he is, Tom fuckery. Wait, what?
That's his name.
I know, like that's him. Like, what did you call me? No, that's your name now, bitch. It's like a birth certificate and everything.
But it would seem a few months ago, Tom Fuckery was approached by native Riven Thunderpeak. And in the conversation, it was mentioned that Thunderpeak had wanted to work with this manufactory to help save Orem from an unseen threat. And it was at this point that the gold started being funded towards them. The lot, like half of this special dwarven lye was funneled into there to make the regular soap, but barrels of it start going missing or written off until recently when this discrepancy was noted.
So Thunderpeak was worried about some threat outside, threat to Orem. So he starts paying this manufactory to mess with the lie to make monsters?
Explosive monsters?
Oh.
Missing some pieces, I think.
Well, I mean,
Well,
one of the easiest way to make sure you get your money's worth protecting from a threat is to make
Manufacture
the
the
threat
threat.
happen.
Or on the flip side, as most of them seem to be controlled by some arcane means, rather instant arming. Just release the catalyst lie monsters, turn folks into the undead that we've seen of various monster behaviors, and it spreads. You control. Pretty effective fighting.
What's the... I know we haven't been here for that long, but like, is there some way we could see like what the standings of the Thunderpeak family is? Like, what is their... Because they're like a noble house, right? So they're like super up there, super powerful, or are they like a lesser house?
You can make me society checks.
Are people just kissing ass?
Yeah.
Okay, so society checks blind.
Correct.
alright.
How many are making?
Not I, said the cat.
I'll allow any who wish to make this society check.
YOLO! Just the feed pops up with nice ones.
Why did I hear a trombone just out of nowhere in the music?
In one piece.
Because a trombone
Because
is a
trom-
musical
yeah.
instrument.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Pointing at Casey's laptop because it's the one making the sounds.
Oh.
Yep, the question was, given how many people said, oh, and maybe the question was not answered.
He's spinning up here. I was like, ooh.
I was just like, wait, are you like trying to tell me you got the
You're trying to tell me something, bitch?
Stimulus.
It's just distracting the cat that is Casey.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Oh,
Catherine,
Oh no.
Fuck.
as you take a moment to think,
You stop.
Thunderpeak is familiar to you. You are pretty certain that they're part of the royal family, not just a noble.
Oh shit!
Oh.
Damien,
So,
when you were out and about, kind of listening to rumors on when you and Aussie were on your way back, you had heard some rumors that while the other noble families seemed to be welcoming a new seat. Thunderpeak had been oddly silent.
As in they weren't, like, offering an opinion one way or the other?
Correct.
Okay.
Krieg, 2 words make a name.
Wow.
And Listo, you'd heard some tales of Thunderpeak, just like occasionally you've heard this name likes to go on adventures on occasion.
Okay.
You'd heard a few years ago they'd even taken one of the Aether sailors to take a coastal trip.
Oh,
Any information for Karumba?
Did you roll?
Similarly, Karumba's not been too familiar with orbs, so he has similar information like Listo, where he's sometimes heard Thunderpeak, like coming across like a news article like Thunderpeak's at it again.
Yeah, he's at it again, this guy.
So, I know we haven't been here long, we didn't hear much, but I thought I heard someone earlier today say that there was a new seat opening in the, or an open seat in the noble houses soon to be occupied, and the Thunderpeaks were mum on the issue. They didn't seem to have an opinion one way or the other. They didn't seem for it or against it, which actually better.
Oh, are these the kind of people that need the higher ups to understand how they want to make decisions? Does that seem how Aurum runs?
Does seem rather strange that somebody who's part of that whole decision would just be somewhat of a fence sitter in general.
So if a new seat is, if an empty seat is occupied, it has to be approved by the noble houses.
Is that the
In
case?
my experience, not officially, but it does matter if they have
The
valid
backing.
focus. Yes.
Like a sense of unity or something from the hierarchy.
Higher society is all about the connections we have with each other.
Well, and
We.
maybe their mumness was a silent dismay.
Silent dismay, silent disapproval. You know, not wanting to,
Not wanting to publicly insult the new house, but not wanting to praise them either.
well, sometimes silence in of itself can be a sign of guilt.
Could be.
Any number of situations that may or may not be in play. We just need to figure out how the Thunderpeaks tie in with the whole soap monster things.
Well, if they plan to take over, then they don't really need to care about what's happening.
Also
That's
true.
not how most nobles will work. If you've got a plan you don't want anyone knowing, and something like this would cause attention, and if a takeover was their only plan, they do their best to hide it until the proper time.
I mean, to be fair, they have been doing their best to hide it. It's
Yeah.
not like they were going out of their way. It just so happens that a bunch of broke bumblefucks happened to
Get a job to figure out why there was no soap being made.
Yeah.
and then be stubborn or bored enough to keep connecting dots.
Isn't it funny how those kind of things work out?
Yes. I mean, in regards to ignoring a noble house, if they've convinced success is guaranteed, that's usually far later in a plan such as this, from what we've seen.
Seem to have so much experience and inner knowledge on the workings of noble houses.
Well, we
Good
see
to
this.
have around, but a little curious, yes.
We certainly see this name crop up in more than one place. Usually, in my experience, if that happens, it's good to write that name down. So that's exactly what I'm gonna start doing.
Karumba, in addition, for your check, there was a news article around 5 years ago that you remember mentioning tragedy for Thunderpeaks.
Oh, and just one more thing. I just hit my brain. I remember this old news article, and he gives this to Party, right? A bit of a tragedy, that one. What was the details about it, sorry? One more time?
In a essentially expedition or adventure for the entire family, his wife and his children. In the tragedy, he was the only survivor.
Yeah. Quite a tragic tale, that. Only survivor after this big tragedy.
Do we know if he's since remarried?
You don't know?
That could be something to look into. Awful convenient for one's entire family lineage to disappear all at once far from home, and then a few years later, plans start being put in motion. Now, as we were saying, not in the accusatory way, just in the manner that if there is information or expertise which could lend a hand, now would be the time to share. I don't think anyone cares, in the best way, where you come from. If you're some disgraced noble, or you... whatever your experience with noble houses is, we won't condemn or care one way or the other. It's just nice to know those things, and it's just nice to know that certain skills are present and will be relevant before they're sprung out of nowhere.
I believe that Catherine did reveal a lot of her backstory previously, like during that. What the fuck is up with that?
Yeah, to be clear, Catherine, in the way that I did, definitely did the kind of telling the truth while not telling the whole truth.
Ah, God.
And this just feels like a little more knowledge than you ought to have had from what you revealed.
What do you mean by that?
You seem a little more intimately familiar with these processes and thoughts of individuals within this class than we were previously led to believe.
Yes, I thought I told you I had a career in politics. I told you the reason why I was accused of treason was because of the House of Tambach.
Then why did you seem so cagey when you said, when referring to the activities of noble houses, especially clandestine operations, you said we, and then when Dahlia brought it to your attention, you said you misspoke. Now again, I am not one to judge noble houses nor any clandestine activities, but if there's something being hidden under the bed that could be of use for us, I imagine we'd feel a bit better, and you would have a bit of weight off your chest if you just pulled the rock.
In addition, he's not saying it entirely to be rude. If anyone here knows what deflection looks like, it would certainly be the individual with certain substances he very often should never have again, and the individual who has to make sure those substances leave his possession.
I know I shouldn't, but for the record, it's off the books.
Give us the dirt, Catherine! Did it come out of your grave?
And if I may as well, we've
Just
all shared
every-
more as a comfort to you than anything. This group's been through some shit together. If there's anyone you can trust.
And out of character. Listen, he said we've got maybe 3 sessions left.
Yeah.
I
The
feel like
skeletons
there's
at your closet, sexy.
a limited amount of time left to spill your fucking secrets.
The problem is I built this character in a way that some of this stuff will almost definitely not fully come out.
Still, like,
I know.
little no.
Right.
We don't have to spill all the secrets.
I apologize if I seem cagey. Politely, after barely 2 weeks, you were all strangers to me, and it's not that easy to, tell folks who, within reason, are opportunists, that there most likely is an active bounty on my head.
What?
Possibly. I don't know. I told
About
you I
how
broke out
much would it? No, I'm kidding.
No.
Almost certainly. Again, condemned to treason, broke out of jail. I told you this before, I believe. If you must know the specific title, I was the court seer for the Grand Duke of that's a person. For the Grand Duke, Edmund Maxidor.
Like, what is the equivalent of an insight check? We're making them
Perception.
blind.
Blind. Or, well, actually, do public.
Good.
So that we can determine.
I activate a lie detector just in case.
I'm actually going to do a society check just to see if I know
Where you fucking
who
came from.
who the Maxidors are, if I've ever heard that, or like of their influence.
I'm just gonna go by Listo's general
Nope.
hatred of nobility, and just be just nobles always lie. So whatever's coming out of Catherine's mouth is just a lie.
Understood.
Damn,
Listo's
girl.
sitting here like, egg roll.
No, Liso heard bounty and in his head did exactly what you did aloud.
What world is that an egg roll?
I thought that's what it was.
That's a taco.
I can't see over his computer.
Oh.
It's a taco.
To be fair, I also thought it was a taco from this angle.
I'm not
We
as
can't
funny
see the
as-
bags.
Oh, I straight up thought you had gone to what's that place that does a little bit? They have like burgers and egg rolls and tacos.
Jack in the Box.
Jack in the Box. I thought it was Jack in the Box.
Yeah, no. The only time I go to Jack in the Box is when we play at Emily's because I drive by it on the way to Emily's.
Okay, fair enough.
You
Anywho,
do a drive-by on the Jack in the Box?
Also,
Yep.
just make that 40 bang.
just to be clear, because I did stumble and I had to look up on my wiki, he's the Duke of Cedraldion in Eldramel, named Edmund Maxidor.
Okay, Edwin. Okay, so yeah, then any society check about any of that fuck shit. I got a 13. If I don't know anything, that's fine.
You have a wiki?
Yes.
I built a
It's almost
full
like she's
nation.
related to a very extensive and important family.
Anywho,
What would they be able to tell from a 12 and 13 society check from of this
What
society?
I don't know what successes would be scored in this, but how much information is that usually?
I'd give it like low to middle,
Okay.
and
So-
this is based on whatever is left modern day of said society.
Okay, so I don't know how much you as your character would know of the nation there. It's the elven homeland, a little secluded and cagey. Edmund Maxidor is the unofficial monarch because the current monarch is literally dead for generations and they can't find an heir.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Keeping that in mind in character, I would say that probably Krieg and I don't know shit. Because if they're secluded, if there's a lot of political intrigue, they probably don't like that getting out, so it probably doesn't.
Fair. But in the same
So-
way of if you, the best way I can describe it is if you feel like you know who the Prime Minister of Canada is, kind of thing, that's how.
The
But
Duke
also
is doing blackface?
But also something to keep in mind in that this world doesn't have the internet and information does travel differently by word of mouth.
Fair.
The Duke is secretly Fidel Castro's son?
The Duke is gonna get murdered in an airport by two teenagers who think they're doing a YouTube prank?
The Duke was part of Project Paperclip.
Shit, he wins!
But
So I'm
Yeah.
fully willing to say that we don't know shit.
Okay.
and then with a detection of 23, how truthful or cagey is Catherine currently being?
The lower end is 18, just so you know.
Again, everything she just said was actual truth.
Mm-hmm.
But she's 100% hiding something that is very much she is not going to talk about
Okay.
unless it is forced out of her.
Alright. Crumba, that is the information you get
Yeah.
from your perception.
He kind of thinks about that. Interesting. He doesn't really have any input on it. You're a very interesting person, Miss Catherine. And on top of it all, you apparently have a reincarnating cat.
Yep. Not a cat, but yeah.
A thing.
What? That being said, do you know what he is?
Again, the best I can describe it is the shadow of an eldritch being refracted, didacted through my
How would you
soul.
come into contact with such a thing?
Clearly a postal office.
Catherine makes really good sandwiches. It just showed up on the door.
I mean,
I tried to summon a celestial and missed.
Fire.
What a whiff!
Oh, I know.
What a whiff! I don't know where that came from. And neither does Dahlia, but it's canon now.
You missed.
Well, so long as the cat is not asking me to sign on the dotted line, I think we're fine.
Oh no, that's a different one.
Okay.
See, you say shit like that, and then you keep saying don't worry about it, and it becomes increasingly worrisome.
actually, okay, here's the best way I can describe it. Again, Ham is a shadow of a different being refracted through me. Have you ever looked at a image through a crystal or a diamond and see how it's different as the diamond moves?
I've been high. Is that the same thing?
Sure.
You had a kaleidoscope when we were children.
Is that what that was?
You wouldn't. Yes. You had to.
Well, that wasn't a diamond in it.
I believe that it will suffice for the metaphor. Yes.
Sometimes the shadow being projected is so different it no longer seems in any way to be the same being, creature, monster.
Okay.
And does the fact that it seems quite attached to you have anything to do with your previously mentioned but not delved into banishment?
So I don't know.
Apart from the fact that I summoned it while banished, I don't believe so.
Do I believe that?
They're kind of having their own thing
I
right
know.
now there.
It's okay, I'm just gonna roll the public so Catherine can tell me.
Fair.
If you beat a 15.
Just more
Eat
like,
shit.
Symbols or antiquities, like a signet ring or a symbol, and then
She starts saying, like, I don't believe
but if
so.
that's all I get.
And
That's
you
all I get.
hear a
Sorry,
stutter.
I can't do it if there's two voices that I can hear at once. I'm sorry.
Okay. He's like, I don't believe so. And you just see, like, the flash of, like, oh, she just remembered something.
You don't believe so? But
Fuck, I've already this deep. And pulls out the letter that the hag had.
I snatch it! I snatch it! I read the letter the hag had. What does this say?
It's explicitly, if I remember right from what you said, it was from the Duke, essentially saying to come home. Your mother is missing you. I don't think there was any information I was given beyond that.
Was an innocuous, like an invitation
Yeah.
to there. Didn't spell out too many details.
Mainly the fact that the hag that delivered that recognized and called Hamburghini by name.
Mm-hmm. It has an air of I'm begging you to fuck around so I can make you find out.
Yes.
Or, I mean, okay, here we go. Not in a judgmental way. Do you, in fact, have a mother?
She died when I was the age of 12, but yes.
How did she die?
Makes it worse because
Did you see the body?
Oh, were you told?
I was 12 and told natural causes.
okay, so either she's not actually dead, and that was meant to be the. Either she is dead, and that was meant to be the hook in your mouth, just to draw you back, or she's not actually dead, and that was meant to be the hook.
Hook in your mouth to draw you
Yeah.
back.
Regardless.
Now, it's from the Duke
Yes.
who's writing you about your mother.
Yes.
Was your
Because you served in his court?
Yes. I was very good at what I did.
What did your mother do?
What was your mother's name?
What was my...
I mean, no, there is a
don't
part
care
of
about
this
you
question.
anymore.
Okay, I'm so excited.
My mother's name was Victoria Morgos.
Cool.
She was... I'm trying to remember the full backstory. I'm trying to find where I put it in, but... She...
Where'd you say your name?
Where?
Why'd you say that?
Where are the other drugs going?
No, I'm just saying. Thunderpeak! Aquí.
Just idly, Kuruma's like looking out. You know what's oddly, calm here now that one individual is left. Do you guys know where he went?
Hang on.
No, don't care.
I'm just, as a player, I'm going to request, we're kind of grilling Catherine's backstory right now. Sorry. I don't want to be like...
Well, I think that was just to fill in time.
Yeah. She was the Margarine of Daydark. Like a lesser house of... a lesser family of the House of Tamlock.
So what did she do?
She was essentially a military commander who was so proficient, they bumped her up to royalty for the purposes of trying to marry her for glory and such.
Did anyone end up claiming her hand? Catherine realizing there is no good answer to this. Like, what are you gonna say? No, I'm a child out of wedlock and he still likes me?
Do you know your papa?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just.
Do we really have to have this conversation now?
As you
I
guys,
mean, I'm now very much more intrigued in it, not when you say it like that after being asked about your father, yes.
I mean, to be fair, I think we've gone over the basis of just getting certain things out in the open that can pertain to the immediacy.
Mm-hmm.
indeed, we can also get back into figuring out what's going on with that there letter once we've figured out our current situation.
I do hand you the letter back and kind of give you a hard look. And look at the signature of the Duke on the letter as I let it go. And then back at you briefly.
Okay.
But, so, just to kind of get an idea on what our current plan of attack is for what we've got going. Do we want to investigate more into the Thunderpeaks? Figure out maybe how to get down there?
I'd say that's a pretty good course.
Yes, if we could figure out just what the connection between lie monsters and noble dwarf houses is, that would lend a great deal of clarity, I think.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to be able to act on something soon, but I feel like we're missing pieces.
That's what I'm here for, baby.
Columbo.
With that being said, I understand that we're a rather eclectic bunch, hard to miss, but given that the last time we split up, one of us nearly exploded, I'm not terribly partial towards
Splitting up again.
going our separate ways again until this investigation is complete.
Given everything that's happened in the last decade, I think I just spontaneously combust. That's just my fate.
Well, I'll be
I'm
sure to
trying
bring a bucket
really
of water.
hard to be nice and say I want to stay near you for safety reasons.
Columbo, by the way.
Yes.
Was it Dong that you... Or Baby, that you'd called me earlier?
Sorry, what?
Had you called me Baby earlier, was that it?
I don't believe so.
I think that was
You
the other
did.
guy.
Yeah.
Or no, was it?
No, you
Just
said,
did, like,
that's
4
what I'm
seconds.
here for, baby.
Oh yeah, like he was just like, that's what I'm here for, baby.
I can't help.
Yeah.
Caramba. Helpful soul that you are. I politely say that if you refer to me that way with that much familiarity again at this point in our relationship,
Right.
you will see the full sun's glory reflected.
I'm sorry. It's, you know, these youngsters and they have all their terms. I was just trying to be jiggy with it, as they say.
That immediately way takes down the tension, but also
Damien-
I thought of that line and I'm like, I have to say it. I know he doesn't intend this, but I have to say it.
Karama says that, and Damien instinctively looks for a drug pouch that isn't there, and is like,
Like a cop reaching for his gun.
taser, taser, taser.
Yeah, the taser.
Anyway,
That eclectic group of words does not work.
and in the spirit of complete and total honesty, here we go. It doesn't pertain as much to our certain situation, but in the atmosphere of potential threats coming to bite us back in the butt, just be aware, any of you, all of you, that at any given moment, we may or may not run into relations of a jilted lover who wants my head on a pike. That's just how it goes, you know.
Here?
I don't know. People move.
And there are a lot of adventurers here. Who knows who's come to see what's going on?
Ah, dear.
I will not help you.
What have I gotten myself into?
How many jilted lovers do you think we might want to prepare for? Good to know.
And how many do you
Potentially
remember?
anywhere between 49 and 94.
There's
I mean,
definitely strength in numbers
I didn't
there.
know all their families. They just tend to make threatening statements when you're pulling your pants on and leaving in the morning. So
Alrighty.
My
I
brother's
guess
the
purely
same.
in the spirit of transparency.
My brother's the same way.
Yeah.
Write that down. Write that down.
Corona
Yep,
goes to
yep,
the door.
just, we will remember that.
He goes to the door and then he opens it. He's like, "All right, I say that we head out then."
Onward!
We'll figure out where we're going on the way there.
To adventure! I thought we were going... Shit.
Wait, weren't we going for a long rest first?
Oh yeah, this is still the
Right.
previous
Great,
night.
this is still the previous
Oh,
night.
never mind.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Too
How
bad.
about we look to get some rest first?
Time has escaped me.
This is not him saying, let's get going. This is him saying, get out of my
Yeah.
room.
Time is an illusion, and so is death.
I have to take a nightcap.
Neither of those statements are true.
All of this talk of espionage, clandestine things, and whatever's going on in this neck of the woods has got me.
You get used to it.
Yeah, like-
Whatever's going on in
To
this
all-
sorry, family style cutaway gag to Catherine, like frantically downing health potions in this like weird little dirt nest she's made while Lamborghini sits there and shakes his head.
Just full gall.
Yes,
Well, that's like you get used to it. Objectively incorrect.
you absolutely do not.
Okay, bed by time.
So, you guys make your way to bed.
I will push the group rest thing for everybody.
Yay!
Yeah.
It's a puppy.
Alright.
Also, seeing as we never actually covered this, I think it would be really cool if we all got a hero point because it's been so long, and it's just so good to be back in the
I thought you
saddle.
said we started with one hero
It's a
point.
good thing you
that's
start
all.
with one.
That's why I said another.
No.
Damn. He knows what you're planning to do in that other campaign. He's pissy.
I feel like Catherine should get one for fully like having to recite a backstory so big I literally made a wiki for it.
You chose that.
I feel like you should get negative points for that. Like, I had to consult the Encyclopedia Britannica for my backstory.
No,
What?
she gets a tiny little violin playing.
I was told you have full permission to design whatever you want for your backstory setting and pick royalty, so I went off.
I will say that since you have now revealed a good portion of it, I will grant you a hero point. But
Congrats, you did it.
And I
You'll
successfully
deal with it.
escaped without saying the juicy stuff.
so the night passes without incident. For some, perhaps it's a fairly restless evening. But no one dies in their sleep in the night.
Crew stayed up all night.
Just out in the hallway, some random guy steps out of the room to go use the restroom, just
My chicken's ready. Sorry, guys.
and then closes the door again.
I will say before Lisa go to bed, he'd go to Karumba since Karumba seems to know royal families and cities and shit.
I'm tired. Can't wait till the morning, Lisa.
I just need to know if there's a what royal family is represented by an anvil surrounded by olive leaves.
Do I know this thing?
Make me a society check.
Alright.
I don't know why he's asking that. I'm just like,
Didn't they find something like that when... Fair.
It's been too long.
Alright.
I know, I forgot to listen.
To be fair, we all could have listened to the last session and we just didn't.
Alright, so society, right?
Yep.
Alrighty. Do this thing. Society. This isn't part of my lead for lie things, is it?
No.
Alright.
This is just a question Lisa was asking you.
Fantastic. In that case, this thing.
We know that.
Steiner, I do need to ask, if you assume Catherine was lying and all that, what is in your opinion the truth then?
Mainly that there's a lot of things you're leaving out of that story that probably putting us more in danger than we realize.
Alright.
You would be able to tell,
You put me essentially on edge when I'm around you.
Hold on, Bryce.
judging by the description you're given and kind of going over a mental roadmap of the family symbols, this seems to be related to the Ironforge family.
The Ironforge guys. You ever heard of them?
No?
Nah, it's that thing. And then he closes the door, right? Good night.
So you are left now at the door of
I'm going to
Chrome.
where I'm sleeping.
Also, yeah, those are definitely for sharesies. They're cream cheese, a pack of ranch mix, shredded cheese, chopped ham, and green onions.
Cool. Nice.
Ironforge, you said?
Chopped up Hamburgini?
Yep. Just
Oh,
fucked
no.
it right up.
We found your cat.
Yep.
Those do not look near well done enough to be bird cat.
He's only technically a cat. He doesn't obey the rule of physics.
He still died.
Yeah.
Cats, in general, don't obey the laws of physics.
Yeah, but I feel like if a shadow monster in the form of a cat dies, you can 100% argue the burnt flesh is going to be cold.
Perhaps.
And then, could I say I wake up the party with Karumba going like door to door, like, hello, I know it's a little early, but I lost my tie. Any of you guys have it?
She opens. She was having already been up. Like opens the door. You lost.
Ah, you know, it's the thing that makes me look normal.
You had it on last night when we were
I
all
know,
chatting.
and I lost it. I can't seem to find it.
Did you check your room?
Okay, you didn't check
Was
that.
he wearing it when I last saw it?
Yeah.
Was he wearing it when he was going to bed?
Yeah.
I need you to know when you knock on Dahlia's for that, it's a very clear. Gets up from meditating,
Yeah.
opens the door. You see the brewing pot of tea and waiting cup on the windowsill, steam rising in the filtering morning light. She looks like she's been up for an hour and a half. Yes?
Well, hold
Sorry,
on,
I
because
didn't
they
mean
were.
to disturb.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know if they were done.
Oh no, she essentially. Go check your room. I've got other shit to do. And she goes back to her own reagent crafting.
Right. And then she he wouldn't go to his room initially. He'd see this, right?
Yes?
Sorry, I didn't mean to disturb your morning.
Yep. Oh.
I will say what Karoma would notice is that in contrast to the immaculateness of Dahlia, Damien is curled up like it's just a ball of sheets. You can barely see the horn sticking out and shaking violently.
Oh, my man!
Are you doing all right?
No response.
All right, he's not doing all right either. Looks like this is I'm on my own for this tie mission. Eventually,
You'd see Listo just running up the stairs looking like he's just coming back from a morning jog.
Now that's somebody who would have my tie. Listo! He's calling us down the hall. It's probably like everybody else hears him. Like, Listo, hold on. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Do you have my tie?
Why would I have your tie?
I don't know. You just got that aura about you.
At least it would turn out the pockets of essentially there's nothing on him because he left it in the room to go out running.
It's Listo, not Kurt, but apparently you have it, so.
I don't have your tie, but I'll help you look for it.
Wonderful. I'm gonna give you a blind perception check. Tell me where my tie is, GM.
Where my tie
Is this real? Like, is this mission critical?
No, it's just how I'm waking everybody up.
Okay.
It's flavor.
There, John. There's my blind perception.
As long as this doesn't turn into like a 35-minute thing.
No, where's my tie?
Where?
It's essentially like that thing where you fall asleep with your glasses on and then you wake up the next morning and you're like, I didn't put my glasses away and they're not on my face.
Yeah.
Oh no, where are they? You eventually, ripping the bed apart, find it for some reason at the foot of the bed beneath the covers.
Ah! Victory.
It's all the
Little
leave I
things
was
in life,
woken up.
Listo.
This
Sure, that's what she told you last night.
Excuse me, I have a wife, sir.
You can travel.
And
She can travel and be very honest.
No.
I have a math test tomorrow. There, we both have things we can cheat on.
I will say, Catherine still looks regular ragged, but she does look like this is the first night she's actually just had a decent night's sleep.
That's because Lamborghini's not here.
Exactly.
I'm over here about to get cracking like, oh yeah, you've been up about your past and you can sleep soundly. You fucking
We're gonna kill
Lo
that
and
thing
behold, for
raw.
the first time in like 8 months, there's not a fucking demon like dropping from the ceiling overhead.
Like heavy breathing in your ear all night.
No, he just Hamburger stands on his chest like on two legs. While they're saying the guy just staring down.
Just T-pose for prominence all night.
Mongolian throat singing.
No, it's just we never realized how heavy Hamburgini was, and Hamburgini just like sleeps with their freaking chest right here.
It's a good thing Catherine just doesn't need to breathe.
I beg the fuck you're farting.
I like to imagine one night she wakes up and there's Hamburgini and like a cluster of mice and they're all just like bowing to Hamburgini.
See, the actual
The fucking
reason
end of
is
Hereditary.
because, like, when he's physically there, she has the equivalent of, like, the static coming from an elder god's emotions being rammed into her brain nonstop. But, yeah, all this is also happening.
He's just constantly Chris Angel mind.
What's up, Karamba?
Just starting the day, I have to tell you investigator themes. I'm investigating Pretty Little Lies, the case. So we have that in mind. I have to define these things for my bonuses, so I'm sure they know.
Okay, investigating the case of Pretty Little Lies.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So,
Your ratings are kind of off and on, and you'll somehow cling on for more than 5 seasons.
so you guys gather down in the tavern. Breakfast is had. What is the plan?
I want that adamantine.
From the tournament?
Yeah.
I mean, we could look into it, but right now we should probably focus on what's going on with this Thunderpeak fella. Or at least what we can do to get closer to that.
So, our biggest lead, I feel, so far, right, is that one individual that you guys helped yesterday.
Who was it?
TF, I believe.
Well, that was
No, the
No.
Secretary.
secretary.
It was the secretary known as Lillard.
Did it sound like when we last saw him, like he was gonna skip town for the sake of his, well-being?
Last time you saw him, he seemed to be kind of in shock, and he's just like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna go home."
Yeah.
I'm just like, I want to go home.
Do we have any idea where home would be for him? Because I don't want to go full creep on this poor man.
Oh, I'm sure we could find him. There's gotta be a directory somewhere. Maybe.
Best you could tell, probably within the lower discs.
perfect.
So we gotta go low. We gotta get low, is what you're saying.
Pretty much.
I don't know what the fuck possessed me to do that, but you can put me down. Like, we'll yell her about it.
Bet.
Alright, so I'm actually going to do this, if it helps. Eyes of the City. You track down targets with the help of the locals.
Yep.
Oh, locals!
Alright.
I was just gonna use diplomacy to try and talk my way around this.
Alright, and that means I can roll a society for this thing.
No.
Alright, and this is part of my lead.
You don't get to do things. This is Karumba's time.
Not another biggie.
Well, investigators are just supposed to be, hey, we're getting from A to B. Let's do shit.
He's
The
being
class.
a game
Investigators are
mechanic, it's all
rogues
good.
with a purpose.
Yeah, I'll tell you guys, like, I really don't know a lot of the plans and stuff, so I'm just a player like you guys, definitely like through this. I wanna figure it out too.
So,
Oh, thank God, because I'm like, I don't know if... Listen, I'm gonna be straight up. I don't think I'm smart enough to put all the pieces together on
Yeah,
this,
we need-
okay? I don't have a long enough term memory, but that helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I have people talking about the pieces in front of me, it's easier to put them together. But if you want me to remember them cold cocked,
Our powers combined: gun, sexy, robot, autism.
Alright.
autism,
So-
autism. What
Sexy.
the fuck?
A decent human morality.
The wet towel. I see.
all right, guys.
Yep.
Sorry.
So, using your eyes of the city, you guys, what do you try to do so up here on the primary disc?
I think, were you guys wanting to look, I guess, at this disc or the lower one?
Wherever, if we get can we get directed to a disc? We were told lower discs, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Is there like a main area that's like mostly residential, or is each disc a combination of shops, industry, residential?
So, going back to what the discs pertain to, levels 1 to 3 are residential and business. Levels 4 and 5 are nobility. Levels 6 to 8 are industry, and then levels 9 and 10 are mining.
So let's start on the upper disc, just because, like, it is most likely that a person will be living where people live.
That's true, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
There. I will say, before we go, like, as we're just sitting at the table, in the middle of the table, what I can best describe as, you know when you're, like, skip ahead in a VCR and there's that weird glitchy compression when something moves?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you see that of what I can only describe as like a biblical serpent, like a snake with literal legs.
Oh, what the?
I'm gonna go grab a charger while y'all work that.
Hello?
This.
As long as it's
Well,
better.
I think I told you yesterday the thing comes out in different refractions.
Oh.
Meet this fucker, and just grabs him and pulls him up until you just see like an inky black, like, again, snake serpenty guy, who fully, like, as I pull him up, will like shift into. Because I actually got me things saved.
I will, like, while you're doing that, just so folks know, like, not in the way that Kelly's tuning out or not caring. Damien is just like head down on the table, hair fucked, clothes like not having, you know, the shirt, collar button, the necktie, all that, and it's just like achingly taking sips of water.
Dahlia does give him like a couple head pats as she passes by him for whatever thing, but she's kind of come to the, like, she's kind of telling you she's come to the conclusion, hey, I had an attempt at a conversation with you about this.
This full ass guy.
Fucking demon twink.
Slowly leans down. Hi, Swift and Slave. Nice to meet you. But it's even nicer to meet me.
Oh, I don't actually like this one. I've kind of become fond of Lamborghini.
Like I said, relatively, yes.
At this point, Aussie just pulls out a flask and takes a sip. Puts it back.
There's like the mere whiff of alcohol. Damien's hand is like,
Damien has lust in his heart, not for the normal reason.
Alright, so now we've got a Lamborghini replacement.
Oh, fun.
And your name again?
Swifton Slater.
Like Swiss?
Yes. Common Swift for short.
Catherine, have you
Sandwiches.
had anything to do with what these individuals are called?
No?
Do they have communications with each other? And I'm looking at Swiss.
I don't know.
Do you?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Yes, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I bet you.
I'm sorry you need to know. I just had, like, flashbacks to at least 6 separate students.
Lisa's gonna go and get a flask filled with whiskey.
Alright. 5 silver.
Okay, plays it. And then he's just gonna try and slip it into Damien's pocket without anyone noticing.
Oh shit.
Alright, go ahead and make me
Blind thievery check?
I'll say blind thievery. What is the if you're trying to make a thievery check against someone, do you just essentially do their perception plus 10, or
That's usually what I do, unless they have something fancy about it.
what is your passive, Damien?
perception?
Yeah.
It's just 10 plus your
Yeah.
perception.
This is not relevant to anything, but when we have another natural pause or take a game break, remind me that there's something I want to show you all about. Something I saw last week as a teacher.
Sounds good.
I think it's just like plus 9. Like I get a plus 2 bonus because of something that's only to initiative, so I think it's just plus 9.
Okay,
So 19.
19. Alright, you do not notice.
Cool.
Because this is slipped into your pocket.
Now, I'm assuming the Eyes of the City, we're just doing it on this upper disc, because I think the lower one, like Dahlia had to go through somebody to even get down there, right?
Yeah,
we
that
did
was
an
the whole
elevator.
thing.
Yeah, we're starting in the residential areas.
Yeah. So he's just doing that thing like, hey, excuse me, ma'am, excuse me, sir. You know, like,
So
or
after
like,
a couple hours, perhaps, of like asking around, because the upper city is rather massive. This is like they made this the loudest, busiest, largest disc for people who are first entering is like a look how grand we are. But after a couple hours, you do come to learn and realize that Lillard does not seem to be up here.
Doesn't look like our target is in this disc. We might need to traverse elsewhere.
Alright.
Oh,
Keep her going.
he was working down below, so I'd have to assume there's some kind of lower income area.
Potentially.
Maybe. All of this, and he gestures around like to the upper desk. Probably prime real estate, all things considered.
So, okay, just so you know, there's nothing open right now.
Is there
You can
anyone who
unplug
can
me.
make one open?
I got you. I'm good.
Sorry. I'm like, yeah, I'm getting the low battery signal.
Okay. Like I'm at half, so.
I don't know.
Alright, I'm good.
Okay, I can come crawl under and get mine there.
I would come up to Damien as we're walking around and go, dude, are you gonna take care of yourself or what? You look like shit.
It's fine. It doesn't pertain to anything we're doing.
Really? Part of your whole thing with our group is you're the good-looking, can talk to people guy.
Is that suddenly a value now?
I never said it wasn't a value.
Casey, we're good. Thank you.
Okay.
If we need it though, it's there.
I need to plug in my
Oh, never mind.
laptop. Like, it is streaming our session and I'm on low battery. It's all good. I know this is the big
So, yeah, you need to clean yourself up.
I went to push it towards you.
It's fine. We'll keep doing what we're doing, and we'll figure things out, and it'll be fine. You can go without me for a few, however long this takes. At least the pretty side of me. You can just say I'm your sad, pathetic lapdog that you drag along so you don't have to leave it in my head. Leave him at home.
You don't look so good.
Thank you.
I mean that in the nicest of ways.
No, I really mean you look like shit.
Okay, well, he was more candid about it, but
What has that to do with what we are doing right now?
Your job is to be the good-looking, suave, I talk to people person.
Hey, you don't have to worry about that anymore. That's my job.
Don't let Mini-Me take your job.
you can't have all these goblins doing that to you.
I don't care.
Right. Dahlia, what do you make of this situation?
Has he been like this before?
We've had our conversation. You basically told me you'll handle yourself.
Okay.
Handle yourself.
Kurama
That was not in character, but
Kurama takes out a comb and he starts like looking at Listo's hair. Just in case.
Looking at
just-
whose?
At
He's
least
like,
those
look at-
hair is
look
good.
at- yeah, he's like looking at your hair. He's
That's-
trying to like.
I'm
That's
Damien,
Damien.
fuck
Damien,
knuckle.
sorry, wrong. Stuff my weak characters. Yeah.
Damien's the
Damien.
suave, arrogant bastard. Listo's the helpful guy.
Yeah, he's like looking at your hair. He's trying to be like, okay, I'll make myself look good just in case.
I'll say for a lot of this conversation, as there's been the walk and talk, Aussie has kept a considerable distance, but a ear is kind of turned towards it.
And like Damien is like, he's not in the sense that like there's something wrong with his legs, but he's using his cane sword as a cane, and like anytime there's any kind of stop, he just like stops and is bent over like he is like just everything is not functioning properly. Sweating, like waistcoat is no necktie, waistcoat is open, shirt is partially open. Like under normal circumstances, he'd look sexy as fuck. This would be like Fabio in a fucking white woman's romance novel, but right now he looks awful.
he looks like Ace.
You look suboptimal.
Everybody's just dogpiling.
Oh,
Get his ass!
just so you know, if we get into a fight, could you please come up to the front with me? Because I don't trust my usual backup.
Aye, aye.
You know, this might actually work out, he says. We're looking for lower income areas.
You say as you come up to the elevators, lining the edge of the pit.
Better to find a crack house than a crackhead.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, it has nothing to do with that. But like, for after session, I think I straight up saw like a on crack crackhead the other day.
They're interesting, aren't they?
So we're going down, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So, you guys get up to the line leading up to the elevators, and the line continues rather smoothly. There's just a large influx of people, either people heading to work, going down to the mines, just exploring Orim. But eventually, your group does get up to the front, and the large elevator gate slides open. A dwarf inside, ready, dressed in rather dapper attire. Welcome to the pit! Where can I take you today?
Alright.
Do we want to go down to the ring he was on just to see?
Yeah. Is this the same dwarf as last time?
Different dwarf.
Okay. Do you remember the level we went to last time?
8.
Level 8 again, please.
Aye aye. Going real deep today. So,
At that, in the midst of his fucking, just Damien in the corner.
Okay, and Dahlia like makes him look. He's not that bad.
Just for the sake of it, is there anything odd about this? That's odd about anybody here that's in the elevator? Things that I should know? Weird things.
You don't feel an overwhelming urge
Anything
to fuck
odd, I
Damien.
love that ability.
Yes. Anything on you in this particular scenario?
not exactly. It's an elevator that descends into the darkness.
Catherine's walking with a snake on her,
Yeah, that's probably the most odd.
hanging from her
Yeah,
neck.
honestly, that's the most you get. Otherwise, it seems to be a normal operation of business.
Cool.
The elevator begins to descend into the darkness. A familiar experience for two of you as it goes.
Whoa. Hey,
It's
this
certainly
thing is,
something.
a little rocky. We're not gonna fall, are we?
At that slight lurching, Damien does about yards.
Okay, we're gonna turn you toward the cage part of things. Okay.
Okay, I've heard of seat sickness, but elevator sickness?
Motion sickness is a real thing.
Yeah.
This is just sickness, it's fine.
The lights from the false sky made up of the gems embedded in the ceiling of Orim begin to fade. That central pillar within the pit becoming your only light source as the gems embedded in it glow in their soft golden light. You pass several levels, and it's not like they're immediately set below the next one. It's easily 100, 200 feet between some of them.
Damn!
As you descend, each level is indicated by the ring of platforms and ground that go around the entirety of the pit. And eventually, you reach the 8th level, familiar to two of you, though perhaps you're at a different entrance this time. As it comes to a stop and the dwarf opens the elevator. Alright, welcome to the industrial levels.
Do we need a mask or anything, sir?
Nah, you should be fine.
I think we might need a mask. I don't like the way he said that.
No, you're good.
Right, yeah.
I'm
that's
just
pretty
fucking
much-
with ya. Alright, you have fun.
All right.
From the
This is
start
our
here.
stop. Come on, buddy. He's patting your back, Damon.
Ugh.
All right. Come on.
Ready to be the invalid, bitch. Oh, look who else is worried about the fucking mess of a man. Looks like the sister knew what she was talking about.
But overall, it seems this level was large enough that a lot of the smoke from any industries has risen to the top, staining it black, but there do seem to be like kind of flues for it to escape through to some unknown location, perhaps. The air certainly feels thicker and perhaps a bit dirtier, but not chokingly so. Walking around here, you do see a lot of people kind of like leaning against buildings, either on lunch break or hanging out here where dark deals may happen.
How dark are we talking? I'm gonna roll this. Underworld lore.
You're just the problem solver.
That's why he's here. Thank fuck.
You know, like,
We love
thank
a
God.
DNPC.
Out of anywhere that tourists may not wish to go, it would likely be this level, considering how comparatively ugly to the first level it is.
Yeah.
People go here for their underhanded deals, their drugs.
Yeah. We're in a Denny's back alley.
Exactly.
Okay.
Something you would also notice that's perhaps a bit odd
That's
is
a different kind.
while levels 1 to 3 are officially designated as residentials, you do spot the occasional hovel between factories.
You see that over there, Damien? I feel like that might need to be someplace we can quiet people. And I'm gonna use Street Rise here with Damien.
You're just throwing out words at this point.
Yeah, you're just saying shit, and we're believing you.
Which is great. Again, if Karoma wasn't here, we would just be walking around with people. Do you know
The Muffin Man!
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man!
This guy read the book, which I'm gonna be honest, I only think 2 of us fully have. And I'm autistic. I don't know what your reason is.
No, we're there too. Don't worry.
Okay, so we're
So this lets me use society instead of diplomacy to gather information. And obviously, Damien is here to help me look the part. This is part of my case, so that'll also get that part of the.
So society.
Yeah.
What if the other number is higher? My diplomacy is higher than my society.
Oh, this is for me. You can
Oh,
roll
okay.
diplomacy, yeah.
I put all my stuff in diplomacy and just instantly. Or society.
But if you want to do diplomacy, I have cooperative nature, so I can give you. I get an extra +4 to my roll to assist you.
I can help you too.
Yeah.
Alright, so getting down here, Damien. Alright. Tie the hair back, tuck by some strands, button the shirt. He didn't apply his makeup today, so it's not running. He still looks like a sweaty piece of shit, but it's not as like in a couple seconds he goes from looking, at least like how
He
you could
looks
just
like
like
a
the
no-no
body
guy.
language and the like the motifs of someone who is like in the shitter.
Yeah.
He goes from that to someone who is in their element very quickly.
Yeah. Wow. Props to
All
you.
right. So now what?
Oh, so I rolled my society to gather information.
Oh.
Since we're still looking for the target, right?
Correct.
Our guy. So he's kind of asking around with Damien here.
Go ahead and you roll as well.
So this will be diplomacy.
Yep.
Okay, and then do you have to roll anything to give me +4?
Yeah, so I'm just going to pursue the lead, and this will be an assist roll for you on your diplomacy.
Nope.
You know what you're doing.
So go ahead and make that diplomacy check. And what are you guys doing as you go to gather this information?
This will be my public role to help him with his diplomacy.
Okay.
Woo!
Nice.
That went on a journey on my screen.
All right.
So that means I get a what?
+1.
Okay.
So wherever we are getting this information, it sounds like you two are probably
Talking to people.
yes. And Karumba is kind of like walking around, keeping an ear out for rumors. Maybe if there is somebody who kind of catches his eye, kind of like he's still a little streetwise. You're gonna give him a curt nod or whatever in case they might introduce a conversation or something, right? He's keeping an ear out for these things and kind of getting a lay of the land.
So
before
basically,
asking.
we're trying to find Lillard, but also just generally trying to get the vibe of not in the very covert, not has anything weird been happening, because that automatically sets people on edge, but basically trying to find A, where Lillard lives, B, if there's anything else that's been going on that we could tie into the live stuff.
Okay. So as you guys are going about your business, you do eventually come across a group of people, workers from the looks of them, kind of gathered outside of a manufactory near where the previous one had been burnt down. Not next door, but a few blocks away, or a few units away. outside of there, you see a group of men. As you approach and you speak with them, they're kind of like a little like weary of you at first because this is a lot of like dwarves, deep gnomes, things like that. It's very obvious that you're not from around here. Trying to learn about Lillard, eh? Why?
I owe him some money. He'd helped me out with something a few weeks ago getting out of the city, and I promised I'd pay him back when I got back, and now I'm back, and so I need to give him his money.
I'm just here to make sure he does that.
They kind of exchange glances, and from your kind of diplomacy and society checks, they give each other these glances of like, that's awkward.
Yeah.
Well, I'd be happy to take the money for him. To him. Okay, you can't blame a guy for trying. We haven't seen Lillard since yesterday. Or heard from him. Only he joins our group here. But here, you know.
Does anyone know where he hangs his hat or where he might live? I just want to get this settled and done and leave.
I was about to get you his address.
Splendid, thank you.
And so they scribble out a quick address and hand it over. And it's less of like an actual address and more kind of like landmark directions. But it does specify that he lives here on the 8th disc.
If you pass the train tracks, you've gone too far. Fuck!
You need to read faster.
Alright, let's go.
Alrighty. So, you guys make your way through the 8th disc. Passing.
Any weird rumors that I pick up in the meantime before we meet back up?
Based off of that, you hear some whispers of kind of like, did you hear what happened? You're looking into it? What do you fucking think? Of course they're not going to look into it.
Gotcha.
They don't give a
Okay.
shit about the 8th disc.
Yeah. They. Alright, and so wherever, I guess we meet up again at some point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You
I imagine
guys-
like the folks would be like nearby, just like around the corner, so it's not us trying to gather information and then behind us, you know, a tiefling, a witch, a snake, a robot horse, a demon,
A police officer.
and an arc.
Yeah, with that, you're easily able to follow it. It's essentially like head down to the triple smokestack, take a left, past the rundown crack hovel, and then you'll get to kind of like the unofficial residentials of the 8th disc.
We stop by and get you some crack.
He just keeps walking.
You kind of get to what would be, what were they called?
Yeah.
It's essentially Fantasy Hooverville.
Yeah, tenements.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So a lot of like,
The economy sucks.
but following the directions easily enough through here, you eventually come to one certain shelter where the door is kind of swung open for now, or currently open.
Wow. From what I've been hearing, they really don't care to keep this place up to date, do they? Or up to code, I should say.
The lack of door agrees.
Alright.
Well, it's not that there's a lack of door; there's a door frame and it is swinging open.
Yeah. He's kind of like, yeah, he's kind of like testing with his foot, right? He goes to like the first doorstep or whatever, right? And just like listens to creaks or something, like if like the building's not really like, if it's safe, right? He's like, I don't know if this building's
So
There's not like wood flooring; it's essentially the stone dirt flooring. There's no transition to a better floor.
yeah, it's not like a full building. It's like a single room shack.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what I'm getting? Yeah. Like this is a makeshift shelter, like a slum.
Oh boy.
Anybody got a light?
I light a torch.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Craig has a lantern.
Okay.
Anybody got a light? Holding a cigarette, and these guys are like, "Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Let's see if we can see better."
Yeah, just hold it up to Listo's torch. Alright, that'll do it.
Amazing.
Does it strike anybody else as odd that the door's just swinging?
Yeah, no, it's.
Yep.
As I was about to, and Damien will walk up and kind of like push, making sure everyone's like clear away from the door, push it open while standing off to the side, just like if there is any kind of like booby trap. Just because this guy strikes us, if he's still alive, as like the paranoid sort, or there might still be something around, so just push it open while also looking inside.
Okay. As you open it, and the door swings open, you are greeted by immediately a sight of gore.
Alright. Oh dear.
Like,
Almost a sort of altar has been set up upon Lillard's bed, with Lillard as the centerpiece. Several limbs essentially set up on points of a circle, whereas the main body, with the torso still attached, amidst bits of pentagram drawings and a familiar symbol painted on the wall behind him.
Oh dear.
One of you had worn their holy symbol on your previous trip.
Before we go too far, is there anything weird outside of that description for that side?
You know, he hasn't taken his trash out. He really let himself go.
Right.
I think we know it's on.
This will not require a check. Behind him on the wall is a symbol of the god Zon-Kuthon.
Nice. Okay.
Isn't that the like Angie death?
Yeah.
Didn't we like? Wasn't there an
That
altar
was the
to him
one
at
that
the
was in
manor?
at the
Yep.
Tallow Manor.
Yeah. But I avoided
Okay.
the trap.
Can I roll occultism for this with the way of the ritual design?
Go ahead.
Can I roll a religion just to see if I
I'm
get
going-
any more for?
I want to clue in reaction to that, by the way.
All right, and then go ahead, Dolly.
Does it need to be blind, or can I actually use a physical die?
Go ahead and use a physical die on this.
That is 19 plus
All right,
1.
and then
That's 20.
plus
There
one
we go.
of that.
That's what I wanted to do.
Now, remind me what it is you were looking for.
Occultism, trying to focus on the actual like ritual verse, like the way it says an altar caught my eye. I want to see
So-
what the purpose is, if I can glean.
Okay. And then what were you looking for, Dahlia?
Just what I could find out in general. I'm sorry. I thought you were supposed to be able to click something with the dice next to it and it would roll.
You just click the die. I don't know. Mine does.
Okay, well, if there's technical difficulties, then we'll get them sorted.
Nope.
Side note, I have
I'm
no
gonna roll
idea
a physical die for now.
to know this. I do have a +2 if it involves mental traits, but I don't know if it does.
Okay.
Almost certain it does.
Give
30.
Damn!
Damn!
Give it
It's
a
a nat 20.
give it a refresh, by the way. In the meantime. Maybe
So
that'll
the two of you, as you guys kind of start looking into this, you start to realize, especially with your knowledge between religion and rituals and occult, this almost feels more for show. This is to deliver shock value than for any certain purpose.
And I will say that, like, as everyone is kind of taking this in, as Damien steps in, just like the smell of, you know, just like when you cut someone open, you know, the gases and the juices smell bad, and then just like when there's enough blood in the air, when you smell it, you can taste it. That is the moment that tips Damien over, and he just runs outside and throws up.
Well, that's
I'll
a
go get
shame.
him.
Not nothing, and Aussie will turn and walk out as well.
Karumba is just using his recording rod right here, and he's just pretty much narrating the scene of the crime, right?
Okay.
Keeping
Let
it
the
on.
experts do their job.
Okay.
Can I just make a medicine check to see what I can find out? Was it magic? Was it physical? Blah, 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 blah.
Go ahead. And I'd also say with your natural 20 and additional detail, you can kind of figure, this almost seems like it's trying to pin it on Zon-Kuthon.
This doesn't look like the actual. Well,
Beans.
fuck me. Anyway, this doesn't look like the actual. This is using the symbol, but this is not the religious imagery, iconography actually associated with him.
Correct. It's essentially like someone looked up the symbol of Zon-Kuthon and was just like, perfect.
Yeah, I'll throw that on a crime scene. Okay.
FBI was here.
I saw the other day, I'm sorry. It's the back of someone in an ATF jacket. Is that a legal rifle? Is that level 4 plate?
Those plates on the floor, understandable. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
the three of you looking in, I assume this is all for kind of checking the body to see what exactly
Yep.
it was.
What can I tell? Was it carved up alive? Was it carved up dead? I'm doing the CSI.
Important thing is, I want to make sure no one's touching anything.
Well, yeah.
Not
Especially
a fucking
Karumba's
thing.
making sure you're not touching anything.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, as you guys are going about your cautious investigation of this, you realize while there's a lot of blood, there's not a lot of blood spatter. Primarily, the blood is like forming this like pentagram sort of thing, which kind of leads you to believe that the heart was not pumping when the limbs were chopped off.
Oh.
And in addition, there seems to be bruising. Actually, not bruising around the neck. It almost seems to be. It's an odd mix where there is bruising, but it's not from handprints. It almost seems to be a
Ligature?
uniform.
A ligature mark?
No, like a uniform mark of bruises around the neck,
Like something was tied there?
or like a unphysical force was compressing the neck.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so like there's bruising, but there is no specific point of contact.
Correct.
It's just where the blood vessels happen to burst because of
Magical
pressure.
contact.
because
Pretty
of pressure.
much, because it's like it's too
Interesting.
uniform to be natural.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't the dude like force lift him up and eat him?
We don't know. We didn't see that. We did see him turn invisible.
I thought
but
Hamburgini saw that.
Hamburgini
Oh,
saw that,
right.
Yes,
So,
that is what Hamburger
You know
saw.
that.
Yeah.
So this dude's just straight up just Darth Vader, no motherfucker.
He tries to sound like Craig.
lifting
Oh,
up the
Daddy.
All right.
lifting up the rebel captain.
So,
You can't win, Vader. I have the high ground. Damn it! Did Obi-Wan tell everyone?
So I'm going to use expeditious inspection currently to
Searching quick.
to seek for any possible like murder, any.
There was a murder.
So, like, murder weapons or anything that might have assisted in this particular scene or
It was
anything to that nature in the room.
Okay, so this is
That would be perception. Or you, so the GM attempts a single secret perception check and compares that result to the stealthy. I guess that's for undetected things. I'll just roll this.
I am going to go outside and look around and also send Swiss up into the air to try to get an eye. This feels like a setup to me. I feel like someone's gonna try to.
It's a trap.
Yeah, I think someone's gonna try to surprise us with the cops.
With
perception
cops.
check then.
Are we gonna get raided?
If I have anything to say about it. Sending mine and Swiss's blind.
Dare I say that was sexy.
Catherine, honestly, this is like just your focus is more here. It's hard to see because it's like when you look around at the hovels around you, it's very twisting and mazes and alleys and like somebody that knows this place could easily escape from cops or anybody. There's lots of little nooks and crannies. It's hard to tell where someone may be coming from.
Right.
Ugh. Oh boy, we're fucked. I'm gonna get a
Karamba, what were you looking? Oh, actually, then I'm gonna finish with Swiss.
Because he's in the air.
Mm-hmm. Getting up higher into the air, he has a pretty good view of the layout of the hovels, and he can't really see he can't see any guards that seem to be like converging on your point.
Just to remind you, both Listo and Damien are outside.
Yep, as is
As
Aussie.
Aussie.
Yeah, no, so
smoke break.
y'all can't see anybody converging on you, attacking, anything like that.
Okay.
With your investigation,
The case is afoot. He's got a magnifying glass. Like actually, he's investigating things.
there doesn't seem to be a weapon. Whatever was used to carve the limbs off is not here.
Any other clues ring out to me?
What, you looking for blue paw prints?
Anything? Yeah. Clues. Like what's the like?
You activate your eagle vision and looking about. You know, most people perhaps wouldn't know to look in certain areas, but you're an investigator. This is your shtick.
What's on?
There seems to be on this thin mattress a slip of paper.
Ooh. Would you get a load of this? And he uses tweezers. He's got tweezers for it.
All right, and then I need you to make. I'm just kidding.
Goddamn fireball.
Click.
There is a folded letter with a cursive TF written upon it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think we have a lead. And he brings it with the tweezers and probably sets it down. Or somebody's got mage hand, right? Wants to.
Yeah.
And where was this located again?
Essentially between the mattresses, like the mattress and this or spring frame of the bed.
Okay.
Kind
so
of
it
hidden in a
wasn't
really like hard to find spot.
Okay, yeah, because I was just making sure I didn't want to assume that it was like placed on the body as another like, here's who totally did it. Okay, so see.
So was it just like was it just like a seal that said TF? Like there's something written inside?
It essentially seems to be loosely folded. It's not sealed, and on it is an inky cursive TF.
Okay. Anything in it when we? Is it crumpled or opened up or anything, or is it just TF?
It's just there. It's just TF on the front, but as you would open it, there is writing.
So yeah, there is no envelope. The letter itself is one fold.
Let's read this letter.
It's a simple word. Simply written, but elegantly. If you're reading this, I must congratulate you. It's not often one can easily heal wounds I leave behind. But Lillard was a loose end that needed to be taken care of. However, my employer is impressed with your tenacity after corroborating some reports from Hopt. He would like to invite you to speak with you, to see perhaps, if by our surprise, there may be a path of cooperation rather than opposition.
Does it have a date and a time?
It then continues.
Can you wait?
Yes, sir.
Also kind of folded within, beyond just writing, is a smaller letter written within. On the primary letter it says, "You may take this with you to the 4th disc, and they will take you where you need to go." Signed, 3 fingers.
Well, ladies and
Is
gentlemen.
that what TF is supposed to be?
Yeah,
Oh.
but I like Tom Fuckery a lot.
His name is Tom Fuckery now.
Mr. Tom
The
Fuckery
third.
seems to have invited us to a party. How wonderful.
I'll put on my best dress.
Absolutely untrustworthy.
I'm just having you ask something. Hey, can you improve your breath? I left you something in your pocket.
Is it gold?
It's a flask.
I know, and he like. Sorry, I don't want to like take away from what's going on. So like just like.
Well, the question is, are we willing to go to this party?
And if we do, what precautions do we take? I think we should.
I do as well. But I do say that our advantage is that if I have detect magic on, I'm gonna need to cast it just for sake. I did not prepare, dang it. Well, as far as I can tell, I'm not sure he knows everyone in our party. We might do well if someone could follow.
If he only knows some of our party,
He
which it
knows-
sounds like, per his thing, he mentioned people from Hopt, right? Reports from Hopt. Who is from Hopt? I know you're from Hopt.
Ossie and Krieger from the Crown.
Krieger's from the Crown. Chrome is from Hopt.
I think he might need to go out.
Oh,
and
that's
honestly,
true,
I could
yeah.
take a break.
So yeah, we'll go ahead and take a moment here and take a breather.
Yeah, I'm like, we're taking care of the dog. That's the point.
I'm only realizing after the fact that I forgot one of the perfect lines I was going to say when you like started asking the relationship between her and Max.
It's starting to spin.
Alrighty.
actually carry over into Tuesday, but that is not a game I'm willing to play.
Yeah, I'm fine sharing. I probably would only do a very, very small amount though.
And again, it depends on the weather, because I don't have a jacket, and if it's still that chilly, we'll just go home.
Like realistically speaking, it's I've not actually smoked weed in a while. Like, and I'm gonna be moving to Florida, so it's like that's not really a thing that's allowed. So I have plenty this year and whatnot.
If it's not windy,
I have to get rid of it sometime.
You could send some with me if you wanted, so I didn't have to buy it, because Eleanor will smoke with me. It's nice having someone who can drive you out away from your property you're not allowed to smoke on and hit your bong in a quiet place off a dirt road.
Yeah.
Being sober gets all the checks.
I raise you this. I keep it here, and you come around here more often, and I have smoking buddy.
Fair. Also could do that sometimes.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Summer is a land of possibilities. Holy fuck, I'm so ready for the school year to be over. Oh my god. But I'm also not necessarily looking forward to next year, because I've noticed some 4th graders are regulars outside the office again this year, and I'm like, god damn it.
I don't want you in my class next year.
Get the fuck out.
Run away from home.
Listen, for some of them, that would probably get closer to fixing what is the problem. Remove yourself from your parents. Find out what life is like outside that bubble. Find people who give a shit about you. I'm sorry, I've seen some bullshit parents in the past couple years. The same parent I ran into the weed store.
Oh.
Yet she couldn't bring herself to come to a single goddamn IEP meeting all year. Oh, I was sick, I couldn't come. Sees her at the public events later that same evening. Like, girl, just sign the paperwork. Your kid needs help. I can think of several reasons your kid probably needs help.
You being well enough to show up here instead of earlier in the day is one of those big reasons.
Mm-hmm. Your sense of what is important is definitely rubbing off on your children. It shouldn't be. It's bad.
I'm getting secondhand anxiety from Catherine. Just okay. You go through your life knowing that like you are entirely defined by your efficiency of secrets and like being surrounded by people who you are told will hate you, and then having to actively work with folks that like seem to have a grudge against the very like kind of person you are, and just having to out yourself in that and knowing just like.
I hope that we were able to kind of get some of the. At least Dahlia was trying to get the rating across. It's like, oh, your father's the problem.
Fair.
Yeah, I mean, listen. I know the insight checks didn't say this exactly, but Dahlia's not stupid. Dahlia has thoughts about the identity of your father.
Fair.
I am not metagaming. She's simply very observant. She could hear when your heartbeat started going faster. Sorry, baby.
Okay. I mean, to be fair, one of the things I did say was a technical lie by virtue of the fact that she 100% believed it. But, like, out of character, I know that's not true.
Valid.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to be.
These guys are out of order.
Rude. I'm a ink your waiter. Anyway, I can go for about an hour and a half probably.
Okay.
Part of me is sleepy.
No worries. By the way, I'm not gonna lie, there have been a couple that made me laugh at the beginning. Your blind rolls have not been that great tonight.
Oh, no.
Yay!
Let me get. How many of them have not been nat ones? Oh, no.
Not a lot.
Oh,
no.
jeez. Oh my god, damn.
Huh?
You maybe had one or two that were not.
Your rolls suck ass.
Welcome to the club.
All
I
right.
think this character is cursed.
What you don't say.
You don't say.
Makes a literal bag of bones. That's a witch. I think she's cursed.
Whose backstory
don't-
may or may not involve a hag.
Fucking say.
You we'd never have known.
Let's see. Here, I got some tarot cards just for you.
Okay.
All right, what's our fortune today, Catherine?
I will, well, is this, how long is it gonna take?
2 minutes?
Okay, I don't know how, that's, I was literally asking, because, like,
I know. I just usually draw one of these and say that's the fortune. There you go.
but said it would respectfully decline.
Oh, every single one of them bitches is inverted.
Yep. My friend Triple gave me these. They're very fun to look at. Here's the other one, by the way. There's a thorn here.
Let's see. Hierophant, 6 of Pentacles, 7 of Clubs. What does that actually mean?
These also, in my experience, define JoJo stands. The way that they word some of these cards.
It's like a JoJo's. However. Oh no, that's Jujutsu Kaisen, isn't it? The however thing.
I think. But that's pretty much how JoJo functions, is that like every time it's like two DMs trying to out DM each other the entire show. It's just like, well I've done this and now you will die. But actually, however, like
It's yeah.
Here's the counter to what you just did, and I do this.
yes, that's like the entire show.
Little did you know that I can.
Yeah.
Well, what you didn't realize is that I can do this.
Oh, you forgot that my character can do this?
I don't think that's DMs. I think that's 6-year-olds playing an adventure game that they're making up in their backyard.
It's
Yeah.
Calvin Ball.
DMs.
No! You're not wrong. God damn, dude. Yeah, DMs. Everything okay?
Good to start? Yeah.
I'm
just
good to go.
stepping back outside for a moment.
You've de-squarified me, Brandon.
Yes.
This looks like a Star Fox 64 thing. This is back in order.
No, I'm not bored.
I didn't realize you were so lawful, Casey.
Me?
Yeah, it's
What do you
back
mean?
in order.
Oh yeah, it is back in order. We have ordered things in this house, as well as things that are out of order.
Alright.
We got a nice mix of these things.
Now,
Then.
when?
Billy is nauseous as hell, for the record. Like, goddamn.
Yeah, cause, like, whenever the party reconvenes, I'm assuming it's gonna be happening outside the fucking.
I don't want to stay in here any longer than I have to, but I want to get as much information as possible.
So yeah, you've essentially gotten the idea that this feels like a setup, a lesser knowledgeable person about this scene would assume immediately just Zon Kuthan. Evil, blood, pentagrams, body.
So, if there's like a sample or something that we can take from the scene just in case, he kind of looks to Krieg. Are you able to store a sample by chance?
Sample of what?
I don't know, anything.
I'm gonna hand you. I think I can grab a few vials out of my alchemy kitten.
Wonderful. We have this like.
You have an
note-
alchemy kitten?
Kit.
I know, but the way you said it, I'm sorry.
All right, give me that vial here, right? He rolls up the little note, right? Puts it in the vial with his tweezers, and we'll put this note in the bottle.
Did you do both notes or just the?
Right, it's got two notes, right?
Yeah, so there's the primary one that was folded 3 ways, and within there's like a tiny scroll.
We need the scroll to go down to the 4th layer.
Yeah, that's like the pass.
Yeah, so we need to keep that one out. But he's just keeping his clues in order. Figures that, the bot would be a nice refrigerator for it.
I'm a hot robot, thank you very much. Not a
Yeah.
cold one.
The bag's probably the safer place, like the bag of holding.
All right, into the bag.
Put it in the bag.
It's in the bag.
It's in the
Definitely
bag.
not saying that because I want to keep all the evidence on my personal body at any time.
Of course, that.
Yeah, we really.
Well, hold on. We don't have a bag of holding. We have a wig of holding, and that's this fucker.
We traded that for the.
Keep forgetting that. I'm sorry.
You're good.
I just really want to hang on to the wig. It's too funny.
It's so.
The fact
Can
that
it
we
go in
gave
the
it
bag?
up is infuriating.
Wig of holding hours.
All right. So you guys have your evidence. You have this pass. What is next? As you find, more or less, there seems to be no guards converging here.
Should we report this?
I feel like that's the last thing we should do.
Yeah.
I mean, normally in any other circumstance, I would, but as it would happen, I feel like if anybody else got involved, and he gestures to the crime scene.
See, I'm thinking more in the sense that we're like, their first question is going to be, why were you there? At which point, you know, we point out the fact that we were involved in a separate explosion that happened in the city, in this area.
Right.
It's a mixture of self-incrimination and destruction of the scene if we need to come back here for some reason. Because it seems like the only people who would really be looking with intent for this Lillard have already found him.
And I take it that there's no other people living in the immediate vicinity that even cares?
There are people living in the immediate vicinity, but again, it's like
Yeah.
They'll take
Do they
notes, I
care?
imagine.
exactly.
It's
From what you can tell, Lillard had so little that people didn't even bother to come in to see if they could rob him.
right.
Oh.
I imagine people won't take an interest until things start to smell, which gives us a few days at least.
Right.
A bit less if there's too many rats.
Quick check with like medicine or whatnot. His wounds, or like cuts or whatever, are they like perfectly clean, or like more messed up?
From what you can tell, they seem to be a bit more messy.
Okay.
Good
Okay.
to know.
All
Messy is in like, I don't know how much Damien would know about, or how much the messy is in like multiple chops or like.
Serration,
Okay.
like bone saw.
Gotcha. Got it. So there's enough instrumentation involved to do things efficiently, but also quickly.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a field hospital situation where you're just sawing as quickly as possible.
Toss me this way.
Well, it could plug in here now.
Oh, you got an extra one there. Yeah.
That wasn't yours.
Well, I feel like this has told us quite a good deal about our foe.
No, it's not going.
I can't help but draw a parallel here from our friend from earlier. I don't know if he who or what he worshipped, anything like that. But he did have a skull on his person, and his book looked, and he kind of like, well, I mean, it looked like a skull on the front of the book.
Well,
I really did want to involve Babbage in all of this, but I dread to think of what might happen.
to be clear, I'm not sure if he's related. It would be a remarkable coincidence, given that one, we knew these folks were already associated with cultists of Zonkathon from the Manor, and on top of that, in trying to hopefully ingratiate myself, I don't know if he saw me, but he did see the holy symbol put out clearly for display.
He didn't.
When he caught an eye on us.
Are you wearing the holy symbol of Zonkathon?
She did when we were like trying to find Lee to try and see if like I could
Right, sorry.
get them to out themselves because
Yeah,
we had one from the cultist.
suppose that's correct. And besides, I feel like people who probably worship this god are a little more cuckoo than that individual. He's definitely the nod sort, but he wasn't
Do you still have that symbol?
insane.
Yeah, it's in the bag.
Well, perhaps he's not necessarily involved or a direct worshipper, but so here's the thing. If we decide we want to go to this meeting, could we perhaps bring Babbage as a way to throw this tomfuckery off his game and get an insight, or perhaps even provoke some sort of response.
Oh,
Is
I
that-
like this idea.
Is there a chance or hope that this would get Babbage killed?
Possibly, depending on how impatient Mr. Fuckery gets. I will say that isn't the goal.
Alright.
If it were to occur,
I would prefer it did not.
A hope? Yes. A
That
chance?
would be
know.
quite
Probably not.
terrible.
I must inform you, Catherine, now that you have said there is a hope, if something should unexpectedly happen to him, I regret to inform you, your own words will drive me to look at you first.
I'm fairly certain anything I do makes you look at me.
If I may, out of curiosity, did anybody actually see Babbage this morning when we woke up?
I don't think he was staying at our same inn.
No, he was, but he... Last time I saw him, he was extremely focused on the competition.
yeah, so we basically said we'd get him if he agreed to help us with this, then we'd help him with this competition hullabaloo, which may or may not happen. We'll just have to see. And then he made some disparaging remarks.
Yes.
I think he called Dolly Toots, if I recall correctly.
Well, no, he said something of like he said something about or related to Dolly
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was basically strike one for
Yeah.
Damien. I can't remember exactly what it was. Because it was more than that. Like if you know some rando just like compliments Dolly or cat calls her, he might like get annoyed. But they're it's a big boy and a big girl. They can handle themselves. But it's like I know it was something more. It was enough to put the tally mark. I can't remember what it was, but it was enough to make Damien like, okay, strike one.
Damien will remember this.
Yep.
Now, a point to think about too. Do we want to spend a lot of time scheming and finding our ways, or should we go see what this involves with the knowledge of what it is? Because not only did he reach out and take out these poor gnome, he also, within hours of having seen you two, remembered perhaps some activities from Hart.
Or was able to identify us through unseen eyes and ears.
If we go meet him, are we prepared for it to potentially turn ugly?
Always.
I'd need a bath, but yes.
Alright.
I don't know if we quite have time for you to pamper yourself.
Not
He,
that kind of bath.
when he says like, are you guys ready? Karumba pulls, he's like, yeah, there it is. And he clicks a pen. Always ready.
I'd say ideally we should go in having at least one possible ace in the hole.
That being Babbage.
Alright.
No,
In all earnestness, I do think that this it will be unexpected, and it may be sufficient enough to provoke some sort of response from TF, while giving us enough plausible deniability to basically say, look, we just had to make a deal with this guy to get into the city. We're neither here nor there. Now, I will say, why are you... I know we're not out specifically for his blood, but why do you care one way or another what happens to Babish?
Why do I care whether or not someone who looks like, how old did he look?
Like 21?
Like, it can't be a day over 25. Why do I, a follower of Sarenrae, care if he lives or dies? Was that the question?
People make their decisions. They deal with the consequences. Case in point.
And I will remind you that several people have offered to alleviate the effects of these consequences. And furthermore, if we invite him along, he should be fully aware of what he may run into. There's a difference between making a choice and making it uninformed.
I assumed informed consent was part of it. The man's gonna say yes if we offer this.
Especially, well, we can't promise him that there will be butts to be kicking because then it'll be going in with that expectation, and then it'll almost certainly happen. I don't know. It's just a thought. I'm all fucked up. We don't have to bring him.
Bring him. I would prefer we not treat his life as disposable. That's a loud silence. Dahlia will remember this.
Damien just in his head. It fucking crazy is though.
That's
I'm laughing at this picture.
No, and I guess I shouldn't be like this harsh. I mean, Damien has his reasons for not liking Babish.
She doesn't like him either, but it's like, feels a little egregious to say he should just die for being annoying.
Dahlia's little thing kind of activates like the Fallout, like Karumba, like that sort of, like in the corner.
I'm laughing, picturing this like maybe Babbage is our ace in the hole, and it's like we're in this situation. Three Fingers has us beaten, and that's when you hear,
We're three
"Hey,
fingers.
Damien, on your left."
Oh no, that it's like it's not so much an ace in the it's not so much an ace up our sleeve. It's like we throw a turd on the poker table. Like, didn't see that coming, did you, bitch?
So are you saying when we're 3 fingers deep?
when you're 3 fingers deep, you throw a turd in the room.
That's gonna be a quick move killer.
Nah,
I have never.
Anyway,
Damien,
nah.
on more of the
you have
subject
experience
of
with
lives,
that?
on more on the subject of lives that are disposable, I was thinking more along the lines of, if it feels dire, and you hear me specifically mentioning, I'm trying to think of something innocuous. Let's say fruit. Get away from the lizard.
Okay.
Okay, that might not work because what if it did it with this fruit? You can't just be like, pass the oranges.
No, I think she means the word fruit.
Okay, pass the fruit.
Are we going to dinner?
I thought that's what it was.
First
I
up,
mean, Matt,
We just got an invite, right?
Yeah.
To somewhere on the 4th floor.
yeah.
Right.
Food's not guaranteed. Second off, you think I can't do anything, please pass that container. Pass the plate, the dish.
We will see.
We really might have some, I don't know, pedantic asshole to be there.
I'm ex-nobility. You think I don't have 100 words to say the exact same thing in a more fruitful passion?
Was that on fucking purpose?
Yeah.
Good.
She said the secret word!
By my shiny.
Daffodil. Alright,
This
so.
one's loaded with proverbs, isn't she?
Creek pulls his ass off and starts polishing.
So we're going to. Do we want to go to this meeting?
Yes.
Out of character and in character, I vote yes.
I'm voting yes both ways.
Yes.
Do we want to bring Babish?
Yes.
Yes.
Do we want to go immediately?
Nah.
The longer
When
we wait,
were we needed? When were we wanted there?
and said within the day.
Before the day's out.
Okay,
Seems
so-
wise.
The only thing I'd like to do before we actually go is check the other crime scene, or the much less bloodier one,
No.
I just
the
really want
live
to say,
warehouse, and see if anything
Oh.
has changed.
out of character, you are really desperate to let a man who does not seem to have good intentions for us feed you.
No, there is like
What poison?
there is an alternate reason Damien would like several hours in between here and there.
No, yeah, and for the record, because it does seem like you don't, I feel like we had a conversation where Dolly was like, hey, I would recommend not doing this now, but if you're gonna, I guess I can help you, but you'd have to ask me to help you. And, well,
I know.
you said no.
I know.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that was clear above the table, so you don't think I through Dahlia, have decided, you know what though, actually, fuck you.
No, this is very much Damien.
I'm big boy. I can do it myself.
Yeah, he's made the decision, but also now he's starting to realize it's not the opportune time.
Damien has made his bed, now he's realizing he has to lie in it and doesn't want to.
There's not a hot guy or gal or both in it. Why would I lay in it?
here.
No, you're a snake. And also
You're
I
not.
hate you.
Oh, you're a something. Yeah, you're a deep.
Exactly.
Alright.
Put me in your pants. You got a trouser snake. God damn, I can't even finish that.
I understood
good
exactly 2 words. of
Trouser
that.
snake 'em?
I can't.
Trouser snake.
Good
I heard like
Trouser
trouser snake.
snake 'em.
Alrighty. So, what is the plan of action? What is your next step?
go
We're
get
gonna go look at
Babish.
the Y warehouse
yeah.
real
Yeah.
quick. 15-minute adventure in and out. Go back, get Babish, maybe chill, and then go to the place like mid to late afternoon.
Yeah.
That works for me. Maybe, just for the hell of it, we find health potions.
Sure.
Just
we
in
can
case.
Find some of those.
Just
make
sure,
some
we
purchases.
can.
I have 2 potions of life ready to go. The small sweet ones, 1d4 plus.
You would know more about how
Yeah, no, we
they taste
don't.
in the containers they come in than any of the rest of us, I would
Damien
think.
has never drank a health potion.
Fair.
I
Ooh.
think
They're
Dolly's
the ones
brewed
that do
some.
1d6 flat.
Alright. So, it's easy enough to find with the help of the 2 that were there before, the old lye manufactory. When you guys approach, this one has been roped off, and there's nothing left. The fire was hot enough to essentially weaken the structure and cause it to collapse. Localized to itself, oddly enough.
Entirely in this
Oh,
neighborhood.
oddly enough. Yeah.
Almost like a controlled demolition.
Mm-hmm. Control blaze.
But you look at that. The address is Tower 7.
Are the steel beams still intact?
Well, I can't melt steel beams.
Unfortunately, that doesn't do anything but just further confirm what we learned last time. Alright, I'm good.
Alright. Which level is the shopping?
Essentially 1 through 3. Primarily, it's going to be the first disc.
For like shopping?
It's a mix of residential
Oh,
and
okay.
shopping.
Okay, sorry. What's 4 and 5 then?
4 and 5 are the nobility.
Right. Sorry, my bad. Alright. So back up top, let's see if we can find some health potions.
A
Alright.
piece.
Yeah,
Alright.
we don't have to like roleplay the
Yeah,
whole
and
thing.
for sake of brevity, I'll say you guys do manage to find easily enough shops selling health potions in the spirit of the tournament. You can get up to 10 for about 25 gold each.
Damn.
Shit.
Uh,
I'll cough up 25 gold for 10.
Or like 25 gold
each.
per.
Yeah.
Oh, got
So
it.
Yeah.
250 for
Because I had the same thought. I was like, God damn, that's cheap. Wait a minute.
I'm gonna drop 50 and get 2 of them.
I'll do the same.
Damien will drop one
Are these
first.
healing potions minor, lesser? What was it?
I'll grab one.
Yeah, basically anyone up to a limit of 10. Anyone who wants one can get one.
These are minor healing potions.
Okay.
Why you know that?
I throw 50 and get 2 of them.
Same.
I'm doing one. Where are they at?
Healing potion minor. Wait, the ones there cost 4 gold on the site?
So there's a difference between elixirs of life and healing potions. Elixirs of life can be made
Ah.
with like alchemist reagents.
Correction, you can get 10 of them for 40 gold.
All
Oh,
10 for 40?
Yeah, I went by off the top of my head like 5e potion
5e
pricing.
economy, yeah. Okay.
So no, these will be 4 gold each.
Okay. In that case, we could just buy the lot and how 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So what do I need to add to my inventory? Healing potion, minor.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
And-
I'll take.
I'm not gonna carry on my body, I have the elixirs of life.
So
So, do we just want to Or wait, we have party funds, right?
I have not been keeping track of any party funds. As far as I know, it's been going all separate.
If you guys click the little sheet on the party.
Yeah, we had some.
$161 in the party fund.
Dollars.
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 Okay.
Dollar-
Just a heads up, I'm
dollar.
trying, but for some reason it's
Yeah, I can help everybody get their stuff.
no, but I'm trying to refresh and it's not loading the game. So I may have to be like, I may have some issues, but we can continue.
Yeah,
I'll just add just don't let me forget to add a health potion whenever we get there.
I can get that on your sheet just right over here since I have this.
Okay.
And you had you said one for me?
Yes, I think you got
Okay.
one. Yeah. Do you want to put that on or me?
I can get it.
Cool.
It's a minor, you said?
Yep.
Cool.
And I think 4 of y'all can have an extra one.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. And did you guys give Karumba one?
Then I'll take it.
Yeah. Chroma can have one, yeah.
Okay.
Then Creek would have. What, like 1 or 2? Or?
Again,
1, 2,
everyone
3,
except for me can have one, and then 4 of y'all can have another one.
Okay.
Out of 10. We have 10.
Okay, Craig will carry a second one then.
I'll take a second.
Mm-hmm.
I think Listo and Damien should have a second as well.
Since I'm hanging back, I'll just have one.
Okay. That works.
Cool. Alrighty. You regain 1d8 hit points. Oh boy, what? So much heal. Such heal. Many health.
Many.
Alright.
Also, just for good measure, because you're the one that usually is like flashy gets hit, I'm giving you a Dre card. I'm putting in the chat just so you know. Like,
Poggers in the chat.
Yeah. Dre cards are based.
Yeah, poggers.
Damn! Damn!
What's that do?
+4 to AC for a minute.
Damn.
And,
At the cost of -1 to will and reflex saves.
oh, well, there, I don't like that.
How often have you failed?
Routinely.
Oh.
At least with, fucking Will.
Yeah, roll better. Mm-hmm.
No, it's not. Okay, so here we go. Helps to. Oh, never mind.
Dre card fusion based. Poggers. Poggers in the chat. Baby
Just know that
Baby
it'll,
Gronk,
fully
rizzed up, Livy done.
It'll expire and become just empty liquid by the end of the day.
Okay.
So then, yep. So then we'll go back to our place and try to find Babbage and fill him in on what is going on, and however that goes is up
That's how
to
it goes.
folks.
If you guys go back to the tavern, Babbage is just about done winning an arm wrestle against some pretty tough guy.
Yeah.
Kelly, could you see if the white and my charger port are plugged in?
Like here,
Oh.
There we go.
should be, and it's plugged in down here.
Oh, the power.
Do it. Make sure that one's
Still not charging?
If it's not,
No,
you
it's
plug it away.
charging. It's plugged in now.
Okay.
Alright.
All right, let's see how good he's doing at this arm wrestle.
I thought you said he was winning.
Yeah, he's winning. He's doing
Oh yeah. Just got easily twice his size. Just
Come on, big guy. Is that all you can do? Oh, here it comes. Here comes the Babbage is then suddenly flipped over the table.
That was private.
whoops. Well, nonetheless, Babbage then immediately finishes the arm wrestle, slamming the guy's hand onto the table. You're a fucking cheater.
Oh yeah?
I don't know how.
Oh yeah? Oh, come on,
David
come on, tell
standing
me.
in the background. How do you cheat at arm wrestling?
There are ways.
There's lots of ways.
No, I think that what do they say? Skill issue.
At this point, the guy like stands up, and it's
Well, here we go. Lifesaver. Do you
All right, buddy.
It will like.
Yeah.
Like a teacher in a school hallway who needs to get to lunch. I pretend it's not happening.
Whereas Lisa would be running over there to
Aussie steps
Okay.
over, just like, but sees you step forward first.
calm down. Calm down. He beat you fair and square.
Not 5 times in a row. I've been working in the mines my whole life, and this scrawny piece of shit comes in here and manages to just win like it were nothing.
Yeah.
And you're letting him do it 5 times in a row? Sorry, that is the wrong bit.
I'm
The
going.
wrong
shut up,
character.
Ginger.
Straight the fuck came out of me about this.
I'm like,
You've been
please don't
possessed
looking back.
by the
like,
spirit of felicity.
Damien, Dahlia,
Be
did you
gone,
guys
demon.
switch mindsets?
Be gone,
He
demon.
looks to the feral person next to him. You shut your mouth, Ginger.
Power of Dahlia will compel you.
Well, regardless, big tough guy, pay up. Come on. Hand it over.
And you bet him?
A fairly sizable gold pouch lands there, giving you about 10 gold coins. Fuck this place. And he pushes past the crowd and steps outside.
Yeah, he kind of opens up his bag very animatedly. Oh! Well, hello.
Nice to see you. I don't know how you
Yeah.
pronounce it. I'm gonna just say a phrase in Goblin. You or something like that. Sorry.
This one possessed. Also, who's that
Usually.
creepy guy? He's like looking at your serpent, your guy, little goblin friend.
Babbage, we were wondering, how would you like to go to dinner? Hosted by someone rich.
If I don't have to pay for it.
It could potentially be very dangerous. This individual does not seem stable or fond of being questioned, which we intend to do a lot.
Seems like my kind of guy.
His initials are also TF, which we think is tomfuckery.
Can I call him that?
No.
I would not
please.
recommend it.
I'd plan to.
I don't know if you plan to.
Wouldn't it be funny if his real name was anything funnier than...
I don't have to pay for it. I get to harass
Timothy
somebody who's mentally
Fingerbanger.
unstable. Yeah. He doesn't look like he has a problem with this.
Yeah.
Like,
With the understanding that the goal is not to incite or instigate. We're
Right.
trying to keep things level-headed.
level-headed, huh? I could do level-headed.
Seriously doubt that.
I'll have the levelest head you've ever seen.
We just
Okay,
figured.
that doesn't mean you slam your head into a wall until
Till
it's
it's flat.
Hey, buddy, I'm not an idiot.
Damien is like, as he
Excellent.
looks over at Listo, Damien will just like lean over to see if he can see the back of his head. Is it flat?
I am compelled to warn you. There is a chance of danger, and for us and you in particular, death.
Uh-huh. Man, it sounds so tough if he tries anything. I mean, he pats his book on his side, the big one with the skull.
Speaking of...
On that note, go ahead.
I can't now because I have a Phantom of the Opera song running through my head.
Just a brief reminder. Just out of curiosity, what's the deal with the book and the skull and the symbology? What are you about? Just curious. You know, we all have our shticks. What's your
the
shtick?
sun... What's the skull?
He looks around. There's probably nobody immediately just like chiming. All the crowd's probably left right.
At this point, a lot of the crowds are out and about, celebrating this like pre-Mardi Gras week sort of event.
They have Mardi Gras here?
It's styled as Mardi Gras, but
it's
it's
the
the
lead up to the
Mm-hmm.
beans and boobies.
Kind of takes out his book. Well, here's the thing. Look at this shit. And he opens up the book to like a page.
Okay, Guzman, like
Oh yeah, page.
Damien's the one who asked.
Right. Page. And he literally just opens the page up to what looks like pentagrams and skulls and fucking arcane skullduggery that if I'm not sure if your character you know this in character, but if you'd like or anybody would like to roll the things.
Yeah, but if he's opening it up that wide, I'd say anyone who's good with religion and or occultism look at this bitch.
I'd be Arcana.
Oh,
Arcana?
Fuck.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Why is
I'll
it
try
that
it.
that should be a cultist?
Yeah.
Is it public?
Public or private?
Public, yes. No, it's because I mean I'm just gonna give it to you. So if you get it.
Ha.
you'll know
Okay,
if you
not
succeed.
bad.
YOLO, I could
Not
always
horrible.
roll an at 20.
Wait, what's my Arcana?
Just kidding, it's not letting me roll.
Dahlia, Listo, and Aussie get that this is the spell like summon undead.
Good lord, and you just have that.
Yeah, I made it up.
What?
You just... You watch so much happen briefly in Dahlia's eyes and face as someone who studied and prayed and slept in churches and frankly was uncomfortable for a little bit of it. And she's looking at a man who's going, yeah, I just followed the vibes, dude. And she's just...
Every wizard versus every sorcerer ever.
like, this is...
My daddy, Chadathan III, just gave me all my gifts.
Out of character would be probably a thing to say. Mr. Babbage is a necromancer.
I think we got that.
Yeah. Okay, it's the same. Yeah.
But does it have anything specifically to do with Zon, Zayden?
No, this guy does not have any religious
Zim.
iconography. That's not on the page at all.
Oh my god!
This is
This is the most homebrew bullshit. How the hell is this working? How has nobody reported you?
Yeah.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm just curious to see how this ends. Keep going.
He 3D printed like the trigger thing that makes a semi-automatic into it. Yeah, pretty much.
With a coat hanger and a 3D printer, any felony is possible.
Yeah.
That's like a fucking
structurally,
short
the
round
form
rifle
is
with one
different from
screw
what I
and
do,
holds
but
every block.
effect-wise, I can do the same.
You can do it because of your weird little, and I gesture at Swiss.
Test.
The only
I'm
difference is this.
Almost certain.
Okay.
So you made that up.
Uh-huh. Yeah?
It's sound. I admire, but do not understand how. It's sound.
I told you, I'm not an idiot.
Apparently not.
Understandable, but do agree, Ozzy is far from an idiot. Ozzy could not do that.
Where
Sorry.
did you study that?
No, none taken.
Oh, where did I study?
I'm not needed.
That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. He said.
Dahlia smelling the I didn't.
Yeah.
Well,
You are, as they say in Goblin, Rasha Fushan.
Why do you keep throwing goblin at this point? I miss something.
What she said.
Which is
As an
in-
excuse to cuss. As
Yeah,
a-
100%.
insult him. Yeah.
Does he understand it?
No, it sounds fancy.
Okay,
I
okay,
am a, and he repeats that. So, I'm that thing.
I think we had established that before because that's why you're doing it. You're like,
Yeah.
can you understand when I say blah blah blah? No. Cool. And then you just started calling him all
I
sorts of
will
shit.
remind you I was in the bathroom for
That
his
is
introduction.
what she's. I think I was supposed to
Forgot,
do
sorry.
it in Goblin.
And whenever I say like, I'm just trying to like.
Gotcha, yeah,
I
I'm
think
like, no,
how
I
I'm supposed
don't
to do
remember.
it
That's
in
why I
Goblin
asked.
side.
Goblin?
Yeah, that. I would hope. Didn't I?
It turns out he's
Oh,
not the
I
entire
take
time.
that module.
Ah, never mind. It was supposed to like
Yeah,
do
yeah,
it in
yeah.
a language no one else could see, but that's what I've been calling it.
Nice.
Skull fucker.
And he's now repeating it on his own.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm that thing, and he takes out his
Oh,
little skull and
wow.
he goes like, isn't that right? And the skull like moves on its own and looks at you, Catherine, like it knows what you said.
Oh, it's just Freak City up in here.
She's looking at him like genuine the skull. If you tell, you will be vaporized, kind of thing.
Yeah, just this skull, like he's like, what? You're not gonna talk? Okay, he's not gonna talk now. Clips it back on.
alright.
Is there a hole in the skull?
It's a skull that has several holes by
multiple.
design.
Orbital, temporal.
There was no lobotomies on this skull.
Fuckable.
Alright.
I'm the
Away
only
from the
part
skull
that
fucking.
speaks
Yeah.
Goblins.
One quick, just last thing, like in this interaction, like as they're having this, just because Aussie happens to be the closest one, he just, as Babbage, Catherine, the skull, and the serpent shadow all have this like four-way interaction, he just leans over. The gods made two of them.
We're all match made in heaven.
Or a match made in.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all remember that a little over a year ago, one of the only like intimate personal conversations Dahlia ever had with this one. You have to know that the out of character motivation for that was, so can I swing into the relationship by D&D flirting? And then like Catherine gave her answer and Dahlia realized, oh, this bitch is fucked up, and I was like, god damn it.
Yeah, sorry.
Alrighty. With Babbage added, is there anything else you guys would like to do before descending?
If we're going in the afternoon, like what time is it? About what time is it now?
At this point in time, 1.
How do you get yourself ready, boy?
Damien will take a bath. Mainly just like get the grossness that has been accumulated all morning off of him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, using the nice lilacs. You don't need to look at that. Fuck off. washing his hair, not like the full, the full like 4-hour bath that he's been known to take, but enough to be presentable for the average person. Before getting dressed, making himself look nice, neat. Still not putting on any of the face makeup because he's still going to be sweating a bit. Actually, hold on. In that, there's a very important thing as part of that. Sorry.
Ho ho ho.
Pick a Listo, pick a number between between 10 and 20.
14.
Okay. As he's going in to like get himself ready, he like spends a long. Bran, stop fucking with the dog.
No.
We've said this so many times. Like, I'm sorry. Stop.
I'm sorry. Yeah, like if I'm gonna be candid about my feelings, we had a whole sit down for my shit, and we've had to ask you every session to stop fucking with the dog.
So he'll just set the flask off to the side, and then turn away, and then turn back and like put it in the cupboard, and then go about his business.
Alrighty. Anything else folks would like to do before going on?
Just to be clear, did any of y'all actually pay for the things, or do you want me to take it out of the party fund?
Oh yeah. I will take my 2 out. They are 40 per, right?
No, it's 40 for all 10. So
40 for all 10.
4 per.
Yeah, 4.
So I will take out 8 for my 2.
And I will take out 4 for my 1. I was able to do that earlier.
I'll take 8 for mine.
Okay.
Yep. I'll take out 8 for mine.
Okay.
I took 4 out for mine.
And who had the last one?
I think we gave 1 to Karumba.
Yeah. Yeah, but there's still 1 uncounted for because I thought you had 2.
Oh, am I paying for both?
If you want, if not, I can pull it from the party fund.
It doesn't matter. I'll pay for it.
Okay.
That gives me an even 70. I'll work with that. That works.
Alrighty. Funds distributed. Things figured out. I will say we are getting close to the end. I just have a certain point I'm getting to.
Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Oh boy. And it,
Yeah, I know.
timing-wise,
Like,
that works
oh
out
man.
perfect. Yeah, it's one of those things like, if only we didn't have to sleep and eat and go back to a place we live. We could do this forever.
I'm still remembering the days of playing till 4 in the morning at your place.
Oh man, I don't think I could. Like, the spirit is willing. The body is running on a teacher's sleep schedule.
The flesh is weak and spongy.
Alrighty. Heading out. Some prim and proper now and oiled and washed up for a dinner with nobility. Begin your descent to the 4th level. With a shuddering clunk, the elevator begins to descend into the depths of the great central pit of Orem. Your lift passes 1 carved out platform, then a 2nd, then a 3rd, before finally shaking to a stop at the 4th platform down. The doors here are different from those you have seen so far. Inlaid with gold and silver, diamonds and sapphires, and even a mural of various animals carved into its metal surface. This is the entrance to the Noble's Disc. Standing guard outside the doors, several armored dwarves watch your group with intensity, making notes of your every movement. As you step out of the lift, one such guard approaches, holding up a hand. Outsiders, you step into the domain of the four of the noble houses of Orem. State your business or leave. Behind him, the other heavily armored guards keep a hand on their battle axes and halberds.
Who's got the information?
I do. And she's gonna pull out and say, "We are honored guests of one of the fellows in this lovely area."
Reads over it.
It just says kill them on sight.
Yeah, that's what it really says.
So
It
we
was
didn't
like
read
some
it
sort
at
of magic
all.
text.
I thought it like had because it was the invitation that said to come later in the day, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it's just
Yeah.
like.
Imagine it's just
Yeah.
like secretly.
Gotta confirm this stuff. I don't.
Alright,
It was the
this
fine
checks out.
No,
We'll give you a
it's the fine
guide.
print.
And this will get you access to a meeting with House Thunderpeak.
Thank you very much.
Turning Satisfied with your papers, the guard that had stepped forward waves to the others. One of the dwarves there places a gauntleted hand against the massive portal and mutters a few dwarvish words beneath his breath.
Can Karumba roll an Arcana check on that to just see maybe a secret word or what magic that they're using to open and close it in case we need to do that?
Go ahead.
Alright.
Secret tunnel.
Yeah, exactly.
Secret mountains.
Alright.
So with that, this is magic that is not left Aurum.
Okay.
Much like some of their trade secrets, the dwarves keep this kind of security system much to themselves. It seems to be a secret phrase kept by only a few, with effects such as you watch before your eyes, the metal itself seems to come to life. A snake moving from one nest of sapphires moves to coil around a nest of diamonds. Within a moment, the heavy doors creak open and allow you entry, a seam opening where previously there seemed to be none. Stepping into the smaller disc of the nobles, stepping in, when you were on the primary disc of Aurum, it's easily a half mile from the pit to the entrance you stepped through. Here, seems to be closer to maybe an eighth of a mile, 1,000 feet at most.
Ay, caramba.
I jumped down the elevator shaft.
Does that mean don't make me think of the implications of that in the world, man? That's worse than casually saying "geez" or mentioning champagne.
Champagne.
Can I get a bologna sandwich? Oh no!
Like melting.
Yes.
Stepping into the smaller disc of the nobles is like entering another world. Their ceiling is embedded with the same gems as Aurum's primary cavern, giving that sense of natural daylight. The inner half of the ring is full of parks. Pathways weave through transplanted overworld grass, while trees intermingle with the odd patch of giant mushrooms. Occasionally jutting up from the landscape is a pillar of stone supporting the ceiling some 60 feet above your heads.
Oh, would you look at that? That's a mushroom.
Further from
In
you,
the distance, a mushroom.
the parks turn into the estates of some of the noble families. Grand houses larger than any you saw on the first disc stretch from the ground up to the roof, seemingly carved straight from the original stone. The dwarven guard guides you towards one such estate, passing several workers on the way. Some are busy taking care of the grounds, while others walk at a fast pace. The familiar logo of the Acasia Express emblazoned on their uniforms.
You get to take note of that. So, the Acasia Express, I guess in character. So it looks like the Acasia Express is allowed down here, huh? And he's probably just muttering that to the couple people.
Who the hell is that?
Essentially fantasy Amazon.
Yeah, fantasy. Yeah.
You remember the professor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're part of that whole.
Makes sense if they have deliveries that need to be made.
But you do notice quite a few are still carrying packages along the same route you are taking.
Does my that's odd activate on anything?
Oh, you don't. What was being carried by the Acasia Express that we specifically were coming here to stop?
The lie.
Yeah.
The professor's ship did have some containers of lye on it.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
Yeah, we did confirm it was the explosive stuff.
I believe that was confirmed. That it seems to be the same stuff you fought.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Do when he's looking around? I guess does my that's odd activate and see are any of these packages like that? I suppose if he's keeping an eye out.
From what best you can see, these are small, cheaply made crates that they are carrying. These are just people going about their job.
All right. Look like they really part of anything big, I suppose. He's muttering to himself, you know.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You're in deep thought, aren't you?
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Eventually,
Yeah.
after a couple minutes of walking through the parks, and it is very nice. It's as opposed to the 8th disc that felt very suffocating and dark, this feels like a lot of effort went into being made if they are receiving visitors from outside of Aurum, this is meant to be a comforting sight. While also being look, it's also a mix of the Underdark.
We can be cool down here.
Babbage is looking up at the mushroom that's in the distance, and he's like, "How the hell did they get it that big?"
The mushroom just became canon.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
No,
it's in
it
the
is.
description.
Oh, I missed it. Sorry.
Trees
I thought
intermingle
someone
with
just
the
made
odd
that up.
patch of giant mushrooms.
Sorry.
Yeah, he's like looking
no
up at it
worries.
like, "How the hell did they get those things that big?"
Underdark, I imagine.
Ha! I gotta come here more often.
Infusion of magical energies crossed with whatever the heck else is here.
But after
Oh, shit.
After a few minutes, while perhaps a bit dismal compared to the other houses you saw on your way here, House Thunderpeak has ivy growing up the sides of the stone, beginning to form cracks within the masonry. Fewer servants work these grounds, but those that do give you a friendly smile as you approach. Alright,
Hello, hello.
here you are. The guard takes up post at the outer gate of the estate. While the gates open up to allow you entry, pulled open by a couple of dwarvish servants.
Thank you, sirs.
Thanks.
And Damien will thank them as we're going through as well. And like as he does, are these like servants? So that basically, there's three ways that a servant can be smiling in Damien's mind at this point. One, it can be genuine, like, oh, cool people, this is neat. Two, it can be they were told to look presentable and happy, but it's kind of forced. Three, like there is no Warren Bossing say brainwash type shit. What is going on here? Can you do shut up? So that just be a perception insight.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna also roll insight here.
Yutith.
On that same thing.
Honestly, from what best you can tell, these people seem... You're not sure. You're kind of having your suspicions after everything that's going on. From what you can tell, like, you don't happen to really... They don't seem strained. Or like, I'm smiling because I have to, motherfucker.
Yeah, the Barbie smile. Yeah, or like Disneyland.
The Krieg, your personality reader goggles come on.
Lie detector face. You've had that this whole time.
Honestly, these people do seem like genuinely happy. They don't seem like unhealthy, malnourished, or anything like that. They're doing a job and they're happy to be here doing it.
Oh god, that's even worse.
Morning people.
They're happy under capitalism. Impossible.
These guys are clearly probably paid a lot.
Or that. Alright, so
They make a living wage.
They just let us kind of walk in on our own accord, right? Like,
Yep.
after letting it. Okay. So,
And there are like a couple guards standing outside the doors.
Yeah.
But while they watch you, you're allowed to step in.
They're house servants. It's an actually kind of prestigious title among commoners. And one of the more lucrative and safer positions to have.
maybe I should have considered a different profession.
Oh no, it's almost impossible to get in.
And very easy to get kicked out.
Yeah.
especially if you're treasonous. That's not character.
Meanwhile, that Babbage in his head, he's just like, oh, hey, level head, level head, level head, level head.
Just punches a random gardener.
You're gonna die and I'm gonna resurrect you.
yeah.
It's on!
Stepping through the door, the foyer is as you might expect a ground house to be, with a dual staircase arching over a central hallway. An elvish butler approaches your group with a click of their heels and bows. I welcome you, Wayfinders, to House Thunderpeak. My lord is preparing for your arrival at this very moment. If you come with me, we will proceed to the meeting hall.
Alright, can I, Karumba, it's just gotta be my thing. Blind perception check, insight check, is he like, I don't know. Sense motive, right?
If you come with me, I will shove a grenade.
Alright, and I'm also going to activate my ability lie detector, just in case.
Why, thank you.
Where has this guy been our whole life?
I've always
Showed
been.
up right when we needed him.
Honestly, best you can tell, this guy seems like
Garumba Ex Machina.
just another servant doing their job.
Creed casually
They were
looks
told
back at
who to
us.
wait for, what to wait for, and
Okay. He doesn't have like a quivering jaw, or he's like. I mean,
no, just very professional. Just essentially like the head servant here. And I'm sorry, what was Krieg doing?
He looks at the butler, looks at the door, casually looks up at his horse.
Welcome to
Yeah, welcome to Kelly's world.
Wolf, it's
The-
a fucking horse.
The butler seems unfazed. Or at least, from what you can tell, they seem unfazed.
Krieg mentally tells it, make sure to wipe your paws off before walking in.
It's an odd sight as the horse steps in, goes to the doormat, and just with all 8 feet before then proceeding further in.
It's
The
almost like
floors are so heavily polished. It's like
Like a fucking snake on silk sheets.
Is the butler harmed?
Did the butler do it?
Did you make a perception check?
did he do it? Did he did it?
of course he did.
Here's my blind perception check.
As they bow, there is a moment where you do see the glint of a dagger hidden within like an inner pocket.
Okay.
Actually, not once in an Agatha Christie did the butler do it.
Yeah.
And,
So Catherine's gonna do the formalish, like, thank you so much, usual, like, hullabaloo, like, pretentious.
Ass kiss.
Yeah.
Karumba, just as a note for, like, he seemed like he's not nervous, but he needs to start doing something with his hands pretty much, so he takes out that pen and just starts flipping it, like, through his fingers.
Okay.
Listo gives him like the big handshake of like someone checking for a weapon in the forearm.
Mm-hmm.
Brings him in for a big hug, and then we'll attempt to pickpocket the dagger.
Good
ahead.
God.
We're worried about Babbage
That's not
starting
suspicious
shit.
at all. I know, I keep telling myself, maybe we don't have to worry about it. He's not playing Kerr. Fucking dumbass that I am.
Bryce is like, it's been 7 minutes since something happened. I gotta stir that.
Here's my blind thief.
Of course, his bonuses are so through the roof.
Honestly, nobody notices as you just like, I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah.
As you pull it, you hear this. Ching! Oh, that's a grenade pin.
The elf suddenly bloats, and I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. So you can add in. We'll look later for something, but it's essentially a very high quality, like stiletto dagger.
Damn.
Me, I was just going. I want to grab the weapon of someone that might stab us if we start
Yeah.
shit in here.
But with that, they turn on their heel after straightening their tuxedo.
He's a hugger.
Truly.
Yep.
And we'll turn and begin walking down the hallway with you and hopefully behind them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Walking along.
Very quickly, they lead you down a few doors before stepping into a rather large, like kind of tall ceilinged room. There's a singular table down the center with several high-backed chairs. At the far end of the room, opposite from the doorway, is a fireplace. Casey, did you see my message earlier about the picture?
See? Yes.
And atop it, you see a painted portrait beneath which is labeled Riven Thunderpeak.
Alrighty, I got that image.
It's Mr. Big.
It's the thunder comes.
You see this
12-year-old boy chewing on a candy cigar.
I'm gonna try to, like, subtly message Krieg and ask him if his, necklace that can vibrate when adamantium is near is in any way going off.
Alright.
Gotcha.
Krieg's always waiting for that to happen.
I thought so. You do not have the necklace anymore.
No, I gave it to him in exchange for the bag of holding.
Yep.
After I got the bag of holding.
Right.
Ready? Okay, I got that. I'm gonna show it to the party here. Boom. Here's the portrait, right?
Can you just put it on the screen?
Yep.
Okay, there you go.
Ooh.
A fancy man.
And it's like this odd mix of like they look like high quality clothes, but also not quite what you'd expect perhaps a noble to wear. This looks like a man who definitely has seen the road.
Yeah, that looks like very, like, light leather. Very,
More
Yeah.
traveler.
yeah.
Well made, well kept adventure gear.
So you're not kept waiting long as a door on the opposite end of the room does open, and stepping through a 4'6" dwarvish man, not quite matching. He looks aged compared to the portrait. There's a few more white streaks of hair. The curls are much more pronounced and wild, and just kind of this tired look in his eyes. And following behind him, a familiar drow steps in.
Oh,
As
shit.
Thunderpeak takes his seat at the head of the table. I welcome you to my home, Wayfinders. It would seem your noses have been sticking, perhaps where they shouldn't. And so, rather than doing as my business might suggest and attempting to have heroes of Hope silenced, or adventurers of Hope rather, I wished to reach out and see perhaps if we can help one another. So, questions? I am an open book.
And Babbage is looking at this guy.
Okay.
And then he looks at the portrait.
Oh no.
Huh? And he looks like confused for a second. That's just what he's kind of doing.
It was from 10 years ago.
Oh.
Does he look more like aged than even 10 years would suggest? Like, is there any kind of check you need to make, like
Go ahead and
high
make a
stress
medicine.
can age?
Make a medicine check.
That's not a good one.
I'm gonna give. Oh, he's not a good one for you.
No, but I'm the one making it because I'm the one who asked. This isn't. All these knowledge gathering checks are blind, so I can't see if I need to use a hero point.
I will allow you to. So,
Okay.
I will allow you to make this one just public, because this isn't exactly like knowledge gathering.
Oh shit!
Honestly, yeah, honestly he looks like he's aged 20 years since that has been taken, especially for a dwarf. It's hard to tell perhaps why, but he does seem to be under quite a bit of stress.
Again, sending a secret message to Karumba this time. Could you be so kind as to use that fancy recording device you had earlier
Yeah.
as I ask these questions?
Good idea.
And then I'm going to say, my most pressing curiosity, why lie?
Oh, we're just jumping straight into it. Okay.
Well, I mean, it's good to lie to make sure that my stuff isn't quite figured out.
This is
I'm just teasing you. I know what you really meant.
Why does he sound like Aussie?
Because I'm fucking struggling.
The accents, they take a toll.
Just really quick before we get in, and just so Katie can come back from the restroom.
Well, we might.
This conversation will be where things wrap up.
Okay, I just don't know how long
Yeah.
it'll be.
I just wanted to roll a quick expeditious state inspection and sense this guy's motive. Past anything that he's told us, right? I'm an open book and stuff. Yeah, that could be everything, but he's clearly willing to axe loose ends as he an open book here because you know, looking around the room, as you got people on the outside, ready to, that kind of stuff.
All right, make a perception check.
All right.
Do it.
And with them
Would
taking
lie
out
detect
investigation and insight, there's so many more perception checks.
would
Yeah.
would lie detector? I guess it wouldn't matter if it's circumstance bonus and I'm pursuing a lead. Okay.
And you're looking for what again?
I'm looking for signs like that. His open bookness is like has its doesn't have its limits, but after we're done here, if he clearly just has it, he's an open book because he's just gonna.
Yeah, basically, like you can ask whatever you want because you won't live to tell anyone what you heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He's got people on the outside.
What is the purpose of giving us all the answer?
Yeah.
From what you can tell, there seems to be possibly multiple levels to this. He was honest in that he said he would be an open book, but there's a glint in his eyes that seems like he's not going to tell you everything, and there's perhaps a couple layers further that he is withholding or intending to withhold, and it could be anything from further secrets he has, or he's not wanting to tie up loose ends with this group because they are registered adventurers with the Wayfinders, and killing you would then lead to further investigation on why you were killed.
Got it.
As this conversation
I
is
am
starting,
very happy that Cat. Sorry, you were talking to her.
how close is the drow to this? Like, what is the drow's physical proximity to Thunderpeak and what is his physicality suggesting? Like, I'm basically trying to see, like, is the drow ready to strike not at us, but at Thunderpeak if he says something?
Make a perception check.
Ooh, that's good.
So
That's a good thought.
I'm
Public
very,
or because
hidden as well for this one. Okay.
I'm very happy that literally everything he told you, like Catherine 100% already had assumed.
So if Thunderpeak is sitting like right here, the drow is standing back and behind the chair, just kind of like watching with almost more a bored intent. It seems almost more that he is here for you to see his presence, but he doesn't seem tensed or ready for a fight.
Okay. Which hand is missing the fingers?
If I remember correctly, it was the right hand, and then there was a notch out of the left ear.
Cat.
Is there any iconography to Zon-Kuthon around the room?
None that you could see.
Shooting in. Alright.
So-
He's looking
sorry,
around
what
at
is
the silent table.
Well, sorry. The last question was like you had asked why lie. Was that like a thing?
Yeah.
Okay. So lie is in like LYE.
Yes.
Okay. So why lie?
AKA a question that simultaneously, if he's an open book, he knows the answers and should start telling them, but doesn't actually condemn us for knowing anything outside of that one thing he already knows.
So, he straight to it. I admire that after his chuckles die down. I'm sure you've noticed as you've gotten here that perhaps this drunken deity day is a bit more upbeat than perhaps is normal for it. Or you've heard as much. This would be due to the fact that the nobles are looking to open a new seat. Some dwarven lass from the crown shelf, overloaded with riches, came here to open her support to the royalty. Mayhaps make Orem even more of an economic powerhouse than it already is. But I received a vision from Torag himself.
Oh boy, especially if the Torog here is the same as the Torog that I know.
This new noble's not gonna bring prosperity to Orem, but disaster. This Prism Coldhelm is not actually a dwarf.
Society check?
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Thin.
I'm doing a society as well, and then just of religion because I think I know Torag is the dwarven god, right?
Correct. They are a dwarven god.
Okay, I'm not even gonna bother with a religion check.
Oh, I need to go back to Foundry. Alright, and so that was a society check from you on Prism Coldhelm?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
one from him as well.
I'm just gonna say, this is the second nat 20 you've rolled in a row.
I know.
Wait,
What?
what?
Oh! I'm like, oh shit.
But the both of you have, judging by that name, kind of heard whispers perhaps of, there's always those things of like, the richest person in the world. This is a dwarf from the crown shelf, coming from the city of diamonds. Aside from that, all you know is like tabloids, and you're not sure whether or not those are true or false. She's not a dwarf. She is a crystal dragon, seeking Orem's riches and gems for herself. I tried to bring this forward to the other nobles as a warning, even tried saying so to the king and queen, but they all ignored and dismissed me. So, to keep Orem safe, I began making connections I'm not proud of, but that I feel are necessary and emotions to the drow behind him. Through this, I started developing a plan. Three Fingers here got in contact with some cult here in the Southern Terrace. And we start making a lie monster capable of taking down said crystal dragon.
And he
And
mentioned
do you imagine that battle would just leave Orem unscathed?
Absolutely not. However, it would recover from a battle like that.
What, sorry?
It would recover from a battle like that. But
Just-
to have a dragon as manipulative as her in power,
So you say you received vision. Do you receive visions often?
no.
sense motive.
Go ahead.
Yeah, basically like Damien's.
And I'm enacting lie detector.
Fucking, I don't know why.
You've
I
been
bother,
detecting lie this whole campaign.
but, that's just a blind perception, right?
Correct.
Yeah, just trying to like. Damien probably thinks this guy believes what he's saying, but like he's trying to pick up. Is there anything that would suggest that what he believes is a vision is actually manipulation from something else? Basically, just throw in the Hail Mary.
Mental.
I actually, while he's talking about this, can I do a sense motive on the drow?
Okay. Go ahead.
And now there's no chance I can use courtly graces to improve that. I'm gonna have to use perception.
For those that were sense motiving on Thunderpeak, Karumba, honestly, pretty sure this guy is being very truthful. People do receive visions when sometimes the gods believe it is time.
There's the middle one.
Damien, there is a certain glint in his lie.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh no, Freudian slips.
There is a certain glint in his eye that kind of tips you off that perhaps he's not telling you quite everything.
Check your Discord. Sorry.
And then Catherine, for yours and Swiss's sense motive on the drow, more or less seems to be, from what Swiss can tell, this is a person hired to be here. They're not particularly invested.
Okay. And I don't know if you know, Swiss has touch telepathy as an ability right now, so he can talk to me without anything because he's just clinging to me.
Okay, sounds good. But there you have it. The truth in whole.
And the grand, this is Damien just gonna be like total BSing, but I'm not so sure. If you pardon my frankness, just doesn't seem like Torag to just up and appear in a vision out of nowhere and give some dire warning. I mean, with respect, why you? Why not the king and queens themselves? Why give this vision, this dire warning to someone who would be respectfully incapable of fully preventing this measure by just ensuring that this person doesn't come into the city immediately? Why instead enact the aid and will of someone who would have to resort to underhanded skullduggery in order to get this done, in so doing resulting in a plan which would potentially bring great harm to Orem? It just doesn't seem to make much sense that a god wanting to protect Orem would not use their godly power to ensure the protection of Orem.
Well,
I'm
if
terribly
the gods solve all our problems for us, what's the point of us even being there? If they're here to hold our hands at every twist and turn and bump in the road.
But what my concern is, frankly, good sir, how do you know you haven't been had? The way I see it, either this vision did not occur at all, and you are attempting to bring about this change for your own ends and means, which, no judgment, well done. Power seeks power. Or you do genuinely believe it occurred, in which case it just doesn't make any sense to me, which is why I'm concerned that you might be the plaything of something other than Torag.
And if I may, you've seen how the city treats its gold. The other noble houses rarely leave the city. I've been on many expeditions through my life. I've seen the world for what it is. I've seen and am not so easily manipulated by gold, by its glint or its glimmer.
And I'm not suggesting you're being manipulated by
And
gold.
what I'm saying is that he spoke to me because I would be the one to do something and not just dismiss it as a dream.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, how can you know for certain, absolute mortal certainty, that what spoke to you was Torag? How do you know it wasn't something else wearing Torag's face to try and pull your strings?
That's just how faith works, isn't it?
Oh, fuck.
And Karumba is gonna be a little weird. No, he's right. I mean, I'm not the most religious person, but I've definitely heard that kind of thing. Is sometimes the people who follow those religions often converse with their gods in those kind of ways. Is that right, sir?
Was there any kind of check I could
Yeah,
make, like in terms of religion here? Cause
Go ahead.
okay, I'm like, sorry, I'm literally, I haven't been like doing shit. I'm like, does this count as society or religion? Because if it's society, I'm fucked.
And Damien is kind of looking at Dahlia as like, is that how that shit works?
Thank you. Sorry. I'm also, I won't lie, my focus is slipping.
No worries, we're getting to a close.
Sorry, yeah.
From what you can tell from your experiences with Sarah and Ray, she occasionally reaches out with brief glimpses of direction, perhaps, in minor points of your life. But for a god, even one, to say he's hands off would be incorrect so much more as Torag is more aloof. For him to be like, here's danger, deal with it, feels odd to you. You don't obviously follow Torag or know too much
That's
about
just
him.
not how
but-
the gods seem to work.
Exactly.
I'm wondering, how did you... You seem to have a rather unique and deep connection with your deity. How have you come to be able to understand his communications so well?
Well, after the loss of my wife and children, I took to the temples to find some meaning in my life, to not leave my seat empty, if you get my meaning. And it was through their teachings that I found a sense of comfort speaking with Torag. And while he rarely ever reached out, I like to think that perhaps this vision was him rewarding my efforts.
Has anything else changed? What happened? You mentioned the death of your wife and child?
Aye.
When was that? What happened?
Then he just kind of sits back into his chair, kind of like that previously. Trying to keep like a noble image or facade, kind of slumps. I've been an adventurer all my life. I like to go out, and while perhaps my adventures are padded by my coffers, I like to see the outside world, and I wish to bring my beloved and my son
I'm so
with
sorry. Somebody listen for me. My gut has been awful.
no worries.
I trust y'all, but whatever he says, if it seems like the deaths are off, I want to think about that medically. I'm wondering if what is contacting him has something to do with those deaths.
And Damien is thinking a similar thing, just along separate lines. So just...
And we were on a mountain road, stumbled across a cave, apparently trespassing upon something's territory.
And how long ago was this, sir?
About 5 years ago.
Is that aligned with what I recalled earlier?
It is.
Okay.
I tried to save them, but it knocked me down the cliffside. Took them itself.
Do you know what it was?
No.
Sense motive.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, same. Just to see if he's lying.
Yeah.
Oh crap, that was supposed to be blind.
Damn!
The three of you kind of like sharing glances. It's at this point something does feel off. This is a man in mourning. Even after all these years, he's lost his wife and his child. And the three of you together, however, almost have this moment of like tilting your head
That's odd.
as it's the quietest inflection of pride.
So you don't know what? Did you have anyone else with you? Any guards, entourage, caravaneers?
There were a couple guards.
And they
They
were.
perished as well.
So the only one who managed to walk away from this entire travesty was you.
I was quite lucky to live.
Oh, yes, lucky indeed. Almost as though the entire thing had been arranged, as though there was one person who was meant to be spared. Hard indeed to miss such a noble, upstanding dwarven gentleman traveling through the mountains with his family, and then to stumble upon a random cave, and for a seasoned adventurer as yourself to blunder in unprepared, unscouting, with your family just seems like a rather foolish move. Too foolish for such a seasoned adventurer to make without knowing what is inside, what it could do, and who it would not touch. And now here you sit all these years later. Fine house, fine realm, poised to make yourself known as the savior of Orm. Lucky indeed.
Looks at you, this look in his eyes just... So you're accusing me of ending my own bloodline?
I accuse you of being a fraud. I accuse you of being a hack. I accuse you of either of your own initiative or having been deceived and led astray by something attempting to use you, of being a glorified puppet at best, and a severely immoral, amoral, brutal, power-hungry sham at worst.
Babbage chuckled. Oh shit.
Pick your poison.
How's the drow's reaction to that?
Yeah, like what's the reaction of the room here?
You watch the drow, and he doesn't try to hide that smirk that kind of goes across his face of just like, fucking got him.
And as I say, I do not hold anyone's ambitions against them, sir, but to attempt to use of all things the death of family to one's own ends, that is truly low. So low, in fact, that I cannot believe that Torag would seek out some cave-dwelling, slithering slug to do his whims. If indeed you are guilty of doing away with your family, which I believe that you are. So, sir, in short, I believe that your family's death was your doing. I believe that this whole endeavor is a bid for you to achieve power, and either this whole charade of a vision of Torag is just that, a charade that you made up to try and seem even more up your own ass than you already are, or some low crawling thing from the hells looked at this weak, pathetic, power-hungry man and said, "Ooh, I can make it my toy." Again, pick your poison.
Babbage starts to clap.
Because like Damien was all on board until he got the glint that this dude killed his family, and then he's like, "Oh, burn."
Oh, I thought I was supposed to have a
Well,
head.
you do have quite a way with your words. Do any of you others have anything to say for this murderer of families, as he would have you believe?
Not really. They told me to have a level head, but he said it all.
Yeah. Apology.
Oh, I've said my piece.
Continuing on with our questions. Like,
Ignoring. I just stabbed this dude in the kidneys 7 times, then you're like, okay, anyway.
No, I'm just more looking at the drow and got my hand kind of near the handle of my rapier.
Any? Well then.
like Catherine genuinely like sees all this. Like she very clearly understands a fight's on the verge of breaking out, and is acting like she doesn't care. Like, so do you feel that the cost of it all, like, because there has been blood spilled in just the mere preparation. Are you aware of that, and do you feel that it is worth it? Not in regards to your family or whoever might that be. I'm not particularly caring about that. I'm more...
I don't, Catherine, I don't care about your family, David. Neither did he.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I can understand the situations when one might need to show ill will against family members. That's not the time for here and now. Well, in my case, I'm curious if you know the cost being put on with your association with the cultists.
Quite. Rather. Whatever I can do to get rid of that fucking dragon.
Now,
What?
really, oh, sorry, you were mid-sentence.
I'm like 3 minutes from finishing.
No, that's not what I was going to ask. I was going to ask, even if it's just through Discord PM, somebody tell me if there was anything fishy about the deaths. Sorry, I thought you were done.
Oh, no worries,
with
no worries. I
us.
did give a pretty pregnant
I got you.
pause there.
Yeah.
Because he got sidetracked.
Just before she starts, she's like, so this whole cult thing was just a front, and I thought they were cool.
No, the cult is quite real, my friend. I was using them for my own means. However, sadly, seems I will not be receiving your help, I assume, in getting rid of this crystalline serpent.
It's just your motives aren't all exactly up on board.
How would the lie monsters even work against the crystal dragon?
Aren't they like goopy and stuff? That's a rock.
And they react negatively to fire. That's-
Explosively to fire.
Indeed, good thing crystal dragons do not breathe fire. But, trust me, it's a creature perhaps more vicious than you might assume. But, I take it to mean, again, no assistance from you?
Sir,
None at all?
all due respect, I am not going to be on board with anything that you want us to do.
I've learned long ago never to join a scheme when it's poorly thought out.
Trust me, it was going very well until you bumbled into it. And now, 3 fingers if you would. And at this point, 3 fingers holds up a hand and just, well, most of a hand.
Mm-hmm.
Listen here, you have paid me quite well. I'm not here to fight your battles for you. Best I could do is he flicks a hand and you hear the door behind you lock. To all of you. You have all truly caught my interest. In a good way. Trust me, I will not be coming for you. But I wish you all luck.
If you before he does that, real quick. If you help us, or at least don't come after us, we'll help you get a bunch of his money when he's gone.
Catherine,
I am. Trust me, I don't have confidence you'll make it out.
Oh boy.
give Miss
And
Shadowstep my regards.
Yep.
And he stops and snaps his fingers and Thunderpeak sits there. Fucking mercenaries.
You get what you pay for.
You really do. But that won't be your concern. After this moment, and as you watch, he begins to stand, his form bloating in his neck.
Oh fuck.
As
Oh boy.
how do I show a picture again?
Do you have like? Is it like in Foundry already?
See,
Then you just click on that picture, and there'll be a little show all players at the top.
I see view character artwork.
View character.
If only we had a Discord server.
Oh yeah, just click that, and then show all
I'm
players.
fully just
Okay.
imagining him like erupting in this, and Catherine just. I so did enjoy an actual civil conversation for once.
And as he stands, you watch as essentially Riven Thunderpeak explodes. The table shoves back several feet. The chairs immediately surrounding him. The one he was sitting in fully splinters as the flesh suit explodes, and the two to his right slam against the wall. As now standing in his place, approximately 15, 20 feet long.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. Oh,
Oh,
shit.
Oh. So he's just a little bitch who doesn't like other dragon. He doesn't want. He's a bitch who doesn't want competition.
He's a
Fuck
whiny
you.
Exactly.
Fuck you, little pussy. What is that?
Absolutely bitch
That is
made.
called
What
a
is-
conspirator dragon.
It's
What
called
is
bitch
that?
made.
And
What is that?
Legette's,
Wow.
the conspirator dragon, uncurls. Ah, it is so good to stretch. I've been cramped in that fucking thing for 5 goddamn years.
Oh.
Lovely performance.
Good news. Thunderpeak didn't kill his family. Bad news. That did.
Here's the thing, like Karumba
And Thunderpeak.
stumbles off of his chair because of the explosion, right? And he lands like this. He picks up his pen and he drops out of it like a dagger and flicks it like this. Like
Fucking Percy Jackson. Fucking.
Percy Jackson ass bitch. Rick Risen's coming for you.
I think there's actually a weapon
Whereas
called
these
the
two would
yeah,
just
Penskill
front
Rhino.
flipped and be standing on
that's
the table.
his weapon.
Oh.
Sounds good. But yep, so as this conspirator dragon. Let's have some fun now, shall we? And that is where we'll end tonight's session.
Very good cliffhanger.
Yes,
I'm
very
so sorry you thought that I was asking when we finished.
No
I
worries.
just
I
went
know
to
it's like
catch up.
later than
No,
usual.
it's okay, and I know we're trying, like, we are in the middle of a mystery and intrigue, so we want to find out as much as we can.
I love it. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and push the streamer.